to this man. He'll go back and then carry the ball through. And this is where I think Noah Anderson's evolved his game, so he gets on the outside a bit more as well. And obviously,
amazing to have the
first position,
coaches' votes.
Yeah, first position in the coaches' votes, and that's a powerful midfield. And obviously, that's as Adam Kingsley touched on. It's a big area of focus for them. They've got to get their hands on the ball, and you complement those two midfielders with probably the best tap ruckman in the competition in Jared Witts, and it's a huge task for the Giants.
We've done so many of these Gold Coast games, Lynchy, that we've seen Witts' dominance, haven't we? It just gives first use to the midfielder, so it allows them to be so proactive and to get on the move. So Kieran Briggs plays a really important role. We just said the ladder here. If you give Gold Coast the Essendon game, they'd be in the top 4. So, you know, they're in a really strong position. They should be aiming. Clearly, they want to play finals for the first time, but they should be aiming for top 4. It's on their doorstep, and clearly GWS doesn't want to slip out of the 8.
No, they don't want to drop this one, the Giants, but for the Gold Coast Suns, 14 years in the comp, and this is their first qualifying final. They win this, they're playing finals, and that is a huge milestone for the club. But this club has been powerful on the field over the last decade, and they're going to have a massive say in this game.
14 of the last 15, the Giants have beaten the Suns head-to-head.
Well, and isn't that a statement? Yeah. I mean, for the expansion team 18, GWS, they have dominated the big brother from up the coast, and the Suns would love to put them in a vulnerable spot and in question of making the finals.
Just see Ben King running towards us there on screen. Can't wait for the matchup. I expect Sam Taylor to go to him, Lynchy.
Yeah, you'd imagine so. Sam Taylor, the best defender, key defender in the competition. But you've got Farah, who's been impressive over the last 3 weeks. You've got Ben Long, who has had periods where he was in the All-Australian squad, you would have thought. But there's the matchup, and handshakes, and then she's on, tools down, and they're in Australian.
Could likely be both be in the All-Australian team, so that'll be a great matchup to follow.
There are matchups and superstars everywhere in this battle this afternoon. Perfect conditions, People First Stadium. These teams haven't met since 2020. As Alistair Lynch said, Giants have had the wood and we're going to have to restart.
What an anti-climate.
Yeah, that was because there's the crack from the earthquake they had here 2 hours ago on the Sunshine Coast. The earthquake, 5.2.
And it's going to be on today out in the middle, and it's Tom Green who'll win the first centre clearance. His high ball will go wide. Taken by Powell. Yeah,
Will Powell, who's got the Toby Green matchup. It's a go-to every time these two teams meet.
He's a good record, Toby Green. His last 5 against the Gold Coast Suns, averaging over 16 disposals and 3 goals a game. And there are the 2 midfield bulls. And it's going to be a free kick straight away to Callaghan.
Well, this is a better start, running a minute in, but their energy levels are high, the Giants.
Happy to take territory and trying to get front position. Riccardi held McAndrew.
Just a couple of 1 second before that marking contest, just a pull back on the jumper.
In pretty good form the last 4 or 5 weeks, McAndrew. Slow through that middle part of the season, but finding form at the right time. Happy to go along to a contest. Miller, who was exceptional in these teams met early in the year. Witts, first opportunity inside 50 for the Suns. King was in the contest. Taylor, the number 1 intercept possession player in the competition. Oh, Leclerc. He was half asleep. Fiorini almost got him. Umpire put the whistle away. Fonte, who's got some moves. Ash, happy just to dump it away from the pressure. And there's another great battle. Cadman, the young star, and Collins, the ever-reliable defender.
That's a good start from Cadman, just against the bigger body of Sam Collins, and obviously a very experienced defender.
Lachie Ash, just 13 disposals last week against North Melbourne. Second time in 3 weeks he's been held to 13, and this is their transition. They want to get it to the edge and then run and go. Callaghan lowers the eyes, good option. Riccardi has Green calling for it deep. That's Toby. They get across and support. Bedford starting small forward. We heard that. He won't tag today. Cornelio around the body. Great start for the Giants. The veteran has got the first on the board.
Oh, that was sensational. That was sensational. We had a great view from that, from the commentary box right behind it. Not sure he's kicked many of those in his career on the left peg.
It's not in his job description, I wouldn't have thought, but that's a great finish. And we speak about this each time we come to games. You've got to take your half chances when you're playing against top teams, and this is a top of the table clash. You know, certainly finals contenders. And he's pretty happy with that one, and so he should be, and his team would be happy with their start.
We know he's had an injury-interrupted season, Steve Coniglio, just starting to find his best form. 5th consecutive game back. Best game of the year last week against North Melbourne. The 21 disposals, 7 clearances, 7 score involvements. And he started well here.
I love the head-to-head matchups in here, Joey. It's fantastic.
Just going to go at it. May the best team win. That's how we like it. Davies, his handball, picked off by Tom Green, who shrugs the rail tackle. He started well. On the left, beautiful hitter. Bedford. See, open forward line. He's wanting his forwards to move, but Suns get back in numbers. Riccardi almost had the chance, forces the spill, throws it on the boot, and then just hits the post.
It's getting dangerous at ground level here, the Giants, and their forward 50. Something the Suns need to watch.
Not a bad result too, because you're probably hoping for grass at times with no Hogan and Stringer, just to mix it up a little bit.
It was the Suns that had that fast start. And these teams met early in the season, 4 goals in the first 6 minutes. Moment, Giants applying the pressure. Here's Jeffrey. There's a bit of time. We'll send it towards the wing. Long provides the contest. Davies. Anderson, look at the class. And takes a bounce, backs himself in, has his mate Rowell in support, and now Miller for the 3 superstars. They all combine, and King was on. The kick just missed, and he puts the hand out and says sorry about that. And again, the Giants quick to try and get that long switch. Well done from Weller.
Oh, missed him, man.
Yeah, it's Ainsworth, who's got some separation and space. Farah wanted to give it off, then wasn't sure what to do, ran himself into trouble.
It's been a little bit sloppy. The last 2 attempts for the Gold Coast Suns going inside 50. That first one to Ben King, second one there to Ainsworth. They've got to hit those targets.
Yeah, they had the +1 in the forward 50. You've got to make the most of that situation.
And a big battle will be this ruck contest. Farah coming through, couldn't take it cleanly. Ash under pressure. Angwin heard the support from Whitfield. And they get out of trouble from deep in defence, so it might come back in Fiorini. Got to be careful with Jones if he can get the ball and go. You know he's dangerous. Chance for Bedford. There's not a lot up ahead, so they need to use their numbers. That's exactly what they do. There's the spare. Collins comes forward and did just enough to affect the disposal. Good work from the Suns. And now they'll use their numbers. And Noble for the skipper. Not sure where to go. Ran himself into trouble and then
lucky.
Gets the high free kick.
Yeah, it was just a slip. Bedford was a bit reckless coming over the top.
You just see.
He's kicked a floater.
Yeah, he's kicked it off the shin, but they're just right up in their grill, the Giants, because that was 6-7 handballs to get out of traffic, and they still weren't out.
Toby Bedford was sensational. Darcy Jones as well.
That speed.
Both teams, great pressure teams as well. It's going to be on from the outset. Iden, big fist. Jones went without it. Newland will sweep it wide. Fiorini. And now Powell has some time to try and pick an option. He sees a one-on-one deep. They went over the head of Long.
Yeah, switch over. Good work by Lecalier there. They switched over. So Connor Iden's got the job on Ben Long. They got a bit of a block though, so he was quick enough to switch over to Long, be there for the spoil.
We saw the Gold Coast are the fastest starting team in the competition. Won 14 of their 20 first quarters. Not so much of a strength for the Giants. I'll be pleased with this start, although Toby Green might be pleased with that kick. This might gift an opportunity for the Suns. King to Long. And he didn't quite strike it well at all. And another opportunity goes begging for Gold Coast early.
Yeah, they're sloppy.
Aren't they? Yeah. Fiorini's kick inside.
Kicks inside 50. They're just missing the targets at the moment.
Giants don't want to hold themselves up. They want to keep this ball moving. And again, good defence from Joel Jeffrey.
6-2 inside 50s in favour of the Suns, but it's worthless if you can't hit the target. And you've got to be careful here because the Giants, when they get that tsunami going, they're moving from one end of the ground to the other better than any team in the competition when they're up and about.
Witts saw that Weller was just off the side of the stoppage on his own, got the tap to him, and another pretty ordinary kick. Harvey Thomas under pressure. Big one-on-one again, Cadman Collins. And the umpire's going to let them play. So Jeffrey will get it to Anderson, getting a bit of ball early. Jeffrey tried to step around Ralston, ran into trouble. Good pressure here from the Giants. And now Noah Anderson again will kick it long. Wicks, no coming. Reid, I should say.
Good read.
He's impressive, isn't he, Ethan Reid?
That's gone 4.
Could have been almost game for Reid last week against the Blues. Had some opportunities. Another poor entry. And again, the Giants will look to reload from their defensive 50. Riggs' kick. Brown will be outnumbered. He does a pretty good job, though. He beat 2 of them. And it might open the door for the Giants through the corridor. Tom Green has a little lead up. That's where he goes. Riccardi. Wheels. And pops it to the advantage. They've got a 2v1. Great hard running from the Giants. And it's Harry Ralston.
Yeah, spot on, Joey. The running and support from the Giants has been first class. Other issue at the other end, just not hitting targets, the Gold Coast, and so they've been let down on transition. But I just like, again, Cadman, you won't see a stat, but he competed against Sam Collins about 30 seconds ago. Didn't take the mark, but got the ball to ground and kept the ball in flow.
Played as the sub last week. Hasn't kicked a goal this season. They weathered the storm at one end, and they kick another. They've got the fast start today.
Yeah, and this, as you said, Joey, they got the fast start, and this has been the worst quarter in their games this season has been the first one, so they had to turn this around. They usually get outscored. Even last week, they were down on clearances and contested ball early against North Melbourne and turned it around late. Vastly different performance in the early stages of this game, and Tom Green getting involved. And this is a great identification. Kick to a 2-on-1. Noah Anderson tried to get back, was outnumbered.
See Ralston there, just gets out the back. They kept the ball moving, so we've spoken about several times today, that tsunami. Gold Coast got to be careful with their entries inside 50, Lynchy. They've been very sloppy. This is what's happening. Go from one end of the ground really quickly to the other, and the Giants' pressure's been outstanding early in this game.
Oh, the aggression with and without the ball has been phenomenal from the Giants here.
Cornelio in at the centre bounce. Brown coming off an equal career high 5 goals last week. Under pressure. Well done from Grzeski. Did enough to stop Collins taking the mark, and again, they find space inside 50, and it's Toby Green.
These 50-50 contests where the defenders seem to be in a good position to either punch it away or intercept mark, this is where the Giants are getting the ball to ground and staying involved and getting spares forward of the ball, which is something that will be concerning the coach's box of the Suns.
Well, he was dominant last week, Toby Green. They have got a real fast start going here, the Giants. They've got 3 early.
Well, they're getting territory, aren't they? They've been able to win the clearances, 5-zip early on, 3-zip from centre bounce. This was a complete opposite in the earlier game in round 15 where the Suns dominated. So they're getting territory, and this is what ends up happening. So Will Powell, Toby Green's direct opponent, he has to commit over to a contest. That's a bit sloppy. Sloppy by Powell. You need to pay better attention to Toby Green, who's having a magnificent season once again.
And the lesson there for defenders is, so when you assess that situation, is if you're going to push up, you've got to impact the contest. You can't get caught midway and you're not impacting the contest and your man's free out the back. Huge start for the Giants. They're on here.
They're dominating clearance at the moment. 5-zip. And Gold Coast need to get their hands on the footy. Giants win another one. And they're away and off again. Callahan, Cornelio started really strong. From 50, goes for home. Open goal square. Just hooked it.
Yeah, the Giants are off to a good start. They're looking very similar to Adam Kingsley when I said they put 4 on your chin. He did.
Put 4 on your chin.
The eyes went straight through me.
He had a bit of a stealing.
Oh, he did. He did.
But you notice too, Dicko introduced the pre-game when he spoke to him post-game against North Melbourne, and one of the things he spoke about in that game was their pressure. That's been good today.
That's their hallmark of their game, the Giants. Here they go again. Buttery. Nowhere to go. Rao. He can't break the tackle. And in the end, the Bands will beat them all.
So what you're saying there, Brownie, reflected in the numbers, Giants pressures 190 to the 193 to Gold Coast 170. But that stands out.
Damien Harwick thought it might be O'Halloran that might try and apply some pressure to rout these stoppage situations. And a free kick going to go the way of Wicks.
He's following him now, Joey. Switching over, now over to rout.
Miller, who's hit the ground running since that return from the hamstring injury, kicks towards a couple of young athletic key position players, Reid and Aliir, and I think Alir's going to get the free kick.
Not going to get a lot of room, the Suns forwards at this stage. They are all over him in defence.
And wants to give it to the runner. Callaghan was just waiting for it. Well, they might run themselves into trouble here. They're to think their way through. Iden will go wide. Mac Andrew in front will get the free kick for an arm chop.
There's better pressure from the Suns, forcing the Giants' handball.
Got to hit this kick now. Need to be better with their entries, Gold Coast.
We a held entry, so the Giants have got a lot of numbers back inside 50. So Rowell will kick to the pocket. They'll want a contest, even better. They'll get a contested mark from young Ethan Reid.
Yeah, I love his development. Coming along nicely, I think. He reads the ball well, Lynchie. Puts himself in the right spot. He's obviously very tall, reaches up at the high, so it's a good test of length, isn't it, between Lecalier and Ethan Reid at the moment. But I think his development's coming along nicely.
Had a couple of chances last week against the Blues. He missed a couple. He had a free kick taken off him from an advantage, but he makes amends on this occasion. And Gold Coast get the steady up.
An important reply and finally hitting their target. That's the first forward 50 mark for the Suns. And as you said, Brownie, he's developing quite nicely. He's seen bigger and bigger chunks of games where he's imposed himself. So it doesn't stand still. And so one lead comes back, draws it long, then pushes off. Now this is really important. Push off as a forward to create just half a second of space, and then when you're someone about 206 centimetres, 270 centimetres, it's going to be really hard to defend against. So that's really good grab. And we continually talk about it when young forwards come into the competition from the under-18 comp. Sometimes they think it's just a track meet and the athletic ability is going to be enough. You can't do that here, but great to see him push off his opponent.
Better entry too. A deeper entry. They've been too shallow early in this game, the Suns.
Reid now kicked the goal 7 of his last 8 weeks, doing the second ruck work now against Riccardi. And Davies had the hand free. That'll be holding the ball. Tom Green coming up for disposal number 5. 31 disposals, 16 clearances in round 15 when these teams met. Oscar Adams. Ball taps into the path of Jones. Flicks it out. Thomas wants his left. Pretty crafty player, and it's the post.
Dangerous small forwards, haven't they?
As you said, Joey, Anderson and Tom Green had a big game. He got second in the coaches' votes with 7 votes last time, round 15. Noah Anderson best on ground with 9, even in the losing team.
Yeah, they all had big numbers, didn't they? Callaghan, Green, Miller, Rowell, Anderson. Just going head-to-head. You'll see that posted today, Ewlands. Going up at half-back. Giants have numbered off. They'll be forced to kick to a contest. Himmelberg will be there, so Riccardi. And Flanders back into the side today. Missed last week with that back injury.
Like for like, Humphrey out with an injury, Flanders in, so they play a very similar role at half forward, coming up to support the midfielders.
Alex Sexton also in today for Gold Coast. He's the sub for the 4th time this season. Jacob Ware, the sub for the Giants, as Holman goes on the outside of the boot like Lecalier. Averaging 7.5 intercepts the last 5 or 6 weeks. And they'll try and reload again, although Rouston doesn't get the bounce. Mac Andrew came forward, wins the ball back for his team. Rouston did well. Andrew spins, lowers the eyes, tries to hit up long. Great spoil from Taylor. How often do we see that? And then Miller, a bit longer. It's Miller.
I'm not sure about these shallow entries, Joey. They just, we saw that long when they prepared to go long. Ethan Reid took the mark. Just these shallow entries for the Gold Coast Suns puts them in a vulnerable position if the Giants can rebound.
Tom Green with an easy clearance. Forward handball from O'Halloran. Just missed Rouston. Well done, Adams. Attacked it, then went without it. Good pressure and streak from Callum Brown. Look at them go. They want to get it moving here, the Giants. Rouston again being busy. Now has to be patient. Wait for the forwards to get the work. Cadman did. Kick didn't really give him a chance. And he's just going to try and square that ball up. But Davies will sit under it and pop one across the back of the head.
That was an old school spoil, that one.
And Noble. And he just wanted to get it moving as well. So both teams playing up tempo.
Yeah, no, it's a bit sloppy there.
Harvey Thomas with some composure to Whitfield.
That was a great run from Whitfield from behind the ball.
Mike calls him to play on.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that was called.
Chopped off by Flanders.
Play on. Play on.
Disposal number 7 for Noah Anderson, most on the ground.
Yeah, just need to just take a bit of the pressure out of the Giants' game. Just get some uncontested marks here, the Suns. That's only their 9th.
Take the pace out of it, Brownie, you think?
Good kick from New Orleans.
Yeah, it's just inviting pressure. If you keep the play live all the time, the Giants just keep bringing that pressure.
Taylor with a big shove on King. Umpire saw it, and again they want to take advantage. So the Suns want to keep the ball in motion. Flanders, that's the deep entry. That's the one Brownie wanted to see. And it's Jai Farah who'll again outmarks Leah.
Good maturity, I think, there, Lynchy. Just they identified that. They just slowed things down in the back half. Got some uncontested marks, and then they get a deep entry. Good one-on-one.
Watch here, dangerous situation, but Harvey Thomas needs to come off his man, so he just spectated there as Jai Farah took a really good mark.
Didn't hit the scoreboard last week, Jai Farah, but 5 goals in his first 2 games on return. Provided something different for them inside 50, and they've been able to respond with back-to-back goals.
Yeah, so that's good. A good sign of maturity there back half. And the midfielders just realising, okay, let's just not keep inviting the Giants tackling pressure. They wrap it around to the opposite side of the field through uncontested mark. When they get to the right spot, they launch it with a deeper entry. Instead of trying to go these shallow entries, better decision there by Flanders to one-on-one.
Yeah, as you said, the other entries have been going shallow in the corridor, so if turned over, bounces back the other way. He's just regulation contested mark. Harvey Thomas thought about it, but then just thought he'd defend the space rather than actually go to the contest and get a spoil over the line. Just needed to keep going. He dropped off his man, Weller.
So after the Giants' fast start, the Suns have been able to respond. Noah Anderson wins the important centre clearance. Inside 50 ground ball. Himmelberg and Whitfield. Almost made a meal of it, but they worked themselves out of trouble. Green, Taylor, and now Harvey Thomas.
It's quite warm out there, so this will be a fatiguing game in the second half. It's going to be a real battle of fitness.
Thomas will take the territory. It was well read by Witts.
Got the sunscreen on, Dicko.
He's asleep on the deck chair. By the pool already.
Enjoying the sun down there. Ben Dixon, Witts. Himmelberg almost left it. Opens the door here for Ainsworth to feed it back to Davies. Kick into the pocket. King in the contest with Taylor. Good luck winning that battle, the number 1 intercept mark in the competition.
Sorry, boys, I was just putting some coconut oil on down here. 22 degrees. Absolutely beautiful here on the Gold Coast.
Sam Taylor and Sam Collins, number 1 and 2 in the competition for intercept marks and intercept possessions. Thomas, his kick tumbles towards the wing. Toby Green. Brown tries to squeeze it for Tom Green. Had the strength to hold on to it. Disposal number 8 for the midfield star. Looking for his first best and fairest, potentially. Also looking for his first All-Australian honours. Back to Toby Green. Into the pocket. Opportunity, Krzyzewski inboard. Canelio had some important touches early in this first quarter. Clever little kick into the path of Krzyzewski, who couldn't get the angle right, but it'll work anyway.
Score assist.
He'll take it.
Good work rate by him. He just kept turning up. Second, third efforts by Brzezinski.
And Cornelio awareness to try to hit him with a pass, ended up bounced to him, but it's worked out favourably in the end.
Harry Rouston came into today with only one goal in his career in his first 16 games. Has now kicked 2 in the first term.
They're potent, aren't they, the Giants, when they kept the spread of the ball. So Toby Green takes the mark about probably 80 metres out from goal. He keeps rolling, so gets it into a one-on-one. Yeah, that's the one there. So straight away, the Suns defenders are under pressure. They're scrambling, running back towards goal. They keep it alive, the Giants. And clever little kick there by Cornelio.
Yep.
Nice little square up there for the goal assist.
Oh, that's a floater. He's hit it in the belly of the ball. Actually, it was a good mark in the end from Rouston. Here we go. Gets involved once, and Cornelio have the awareness to try to put it out in front. Works out beautifully.
Harry Rouston's just getting a couple of fingers put back into place.
And then straight out big money. That's got there.
There's the unlikely goal scorer in the first term. And Kingsley will take it. And Cornelio's had 5 disposals. All 5 have been involved in the Giants scores. Miller, kick wide for Ainsworth. Good option. He wants to wheel and go. Drives it in deep towards the pocket.
It's okay, though. It's a good entry. So he can set up here. We know the Suns are dangerous at clearance. Many targets can get on the move here.
Cornelio putting a lot of pressure on Rao.
Witts put it into the path of the midfielder. Tries to go and get it himself. Matt Rao there, he's just 3 disposals so far. One of the Brownlow medal favourites.
Yeah, he's a good matchup, Cornelio. He just gets towards Rao.
Witts tries to get it to Rao with the strength to Andrew. Another ball into the pocket. Long tracking it. Giants have the numbers. Taylor, good pressure here from Gold Coast. Himmelberg's handball. Got to Jones on the bounce. Ash. Free kick against Ben Long.
Not sure about that.
Well,
What's he supposed to do?
if it wasn't a free kick there, they probably would have got delivered out of bounds.
You're allowed to apply physical pressure, aren't you?
Yeah.
Let's have a look at this. Look at that. That's a bang-bang play. Why are we over-officiating that?
Whitfield
Oh.
kicks a beauty to Callahan. Even better to Thomas. They're away and running here. Look at the transition. And it ends with Big Briggsy running inside 50.
Another message to Harvey Thomas. Never handball to the ruckman.
I like Harvey up on the wing, though. He's creating great run. He's even pushing deep inside 50 to assist with the forward pressure as well.
He's up to 8 touches already.
Transition by the Giants just couldn't finish their work. And now Noble keeps it flat, didn't really give his forwards a chance. Davies continues to impress. Butterick has Farah. Miller's running hard for him, gets to him, just needs to pick the right option. He kicks to advantage, looking for Ainsworth, who's got a couple to beat. Again, Harvey Thomas drifting down as the wingman, and Fiorini. His kick gets knocked through.
So he didn't actually... Well, actually, Harvey Thomas made the right choice there. He's gone in to spoil. I'm not sure he got a fist on it, but body certainly hit.
He's strong against the Giants. They do concede a lot of 50s, don't they? Inside 50s, Lynchy, but 15 inside 50s, only conceded 2-2 though.
Thomas again, dominating this outer wing in the first term.
Kick.
He's got a beautiful left leg, that kick to advantage. It'll suit Riccardi, waits for it, pops it into the path of Bedford, and there's the transition from the Giants.
Yeah, I think pretty much for the first quarter last week, they didn't transition at all from defensive 50 to forward 50. They're ranked number 2 for that stat in the competition. They've been able to do it today. They're going at 35% now. That'll probably click up to about 38%.
So Toby Bedford, another one who's kicked at least a goal. 6 of his last 7 games. Since he's moved forward, he continues that run. The Giants have put 5 on the Suns in the first term.
Yeah, they've been impressive. Move the ball from one end to the other has been very good, and the pressure's been outstanding as well. Toby Bedford's been leading the charge. He hasn't had a lot of tackle numbers, but his referred pressure's been outstanding. Adam Kingsley spoke about that pre-game. He moved out of the midfield about 8 weeks ago. They love his energy. Now he gets involved in the offense. This man, Thomas, is on fire. He's had a huge first quarter. 9 disposals as a winger. Really good kick too. Penetrating kick inside 50. Good tidy up.
So there we go. The sort of 38% of the time they come out of D50, they're going inside forward 50. So their transition game is up and going. Scores from defensive half. Intercepts 3 goals, 1 for the Giants. So they're on brand at the moment.
And it's already their best first quarter since round 4. A great start. Miller wins the centre clearance. Ainsworth hasn't been able to get too much separation. Fonte's got that matchup. And it's going to be insufficient intent. Fiorini. That battle going on the wing with Harvey Thomas. Just pops the ball up. And in the end, Butterick made it work. A bit too easy. Okiash won't like that, but Butterick will line up to kick the Suns third.
Yeah, the Suns contested marking. It's been how they've scored their goals. So we saw one from Farah a few minutes ago, this time from Butterick. Unlikely to be a contested marker. Fiorini, just noticed he waited there, Lynchy, for the cavalry to arrive, so they could almost set up that defensive wall to stop the Giants' rebound.
At his 50th game last week, Connor Butterick, a lot of injury issues. His new role forward starting to look more and more comfortable. He makes no mistake.
Yeah, they're really good there. Contested marking now, 5-2 as we said, in favour of the Suns. So that's keeping them in the game. Their aerial presence. Giants have been very good at moving the ball, but this time they get the centre clearance. Beautiful tap from Jared Witts down to Tuke Miller. Gets the territory. Look at this. Oh, that's just beautiful, eh? Anyone can play midfield. You've got that sort of silver service. But Fiorini, I like how he waited, Lynchy. Just waited, pops it to the right spot. Good mark.
Lucky Ash will be disappointed with that one. Just see the marking contest here. Butterick, he engages with Ash and just pushes him off under the ball. In this situation here, it's a bit of a bump, too easy. Didn't have the strong enough legs to hold his ground. Good mark. You're right though, Brownie. You don't want to have to rely on forward 50 contested marks. That's sort of your luxury item, really.
Unlikely for anyone to score. There's only 5 seconds left on the clock. A mark will be handy. Got it just in time. 10 seconds from the bounce. And Riccardi will have the final shot of the first quarter. This one will sting the Suns.
It would sting, and won't you strut into quarter-time huddle with the Giants. Got off to a good start. The ball was floating, got forward.
It was Canelio again. Riccardi lets the Suns off the hook, but it's still a really impressive first quarter by the GWS Giants. A game with so much on the line. The Gold Coast Suns are up against it. Noah Anderson wants to call the group in because the Giants are here to play, and at quarter time, they lead by 15 points.
All right, there we go. Hey, Steve Hunky, Eddie G, what's going on? Of course, Saturday football. Got a few good games coming up today, folks, and this is the first one. The Giants 5-5-35. The Suns 3-2-20. You're right. You reckon if they reach 50, they'll get the game over? To tell you what, the Gold Coast Suns, without doubt, they're the hardest team to beat at home. This is the biggest home ground advantage, I reckon, in football. Don't worry about Geelong down at GMHBA Stadium or Adelaide at Adelaide Oval. Freo there up the stadium, the Magpies at the MCG. This is the toughest game. The Gold Coast Suns at People's First Stadium. For some reason, they're really, really hard to beat there. Look, I expect the Suns to bounce back. The Giants have played pretty well. They've found their targets. They've done well. 10 scoring shots in the opening term. The Gold Coast Suns just haven't got their groove just at the moment. The Giants have been, well, they've been defending well, I think, Eddie G. Let's study the live ladder. There we go, 15 points. Just before we do that, I just want to check the ins and outs of the teams because I didn't do this. Alex Sexton, Sam Flanders come in for the Gold Coast Suns. Bailey Humphrey, Malcolm Roses goes out. Alex Sexton is the sub. For the Giants, Jacob Ware comes in. Jake Stringer out. The package is out. The package has been delivered. Jacob Ware is the sub. That's your ins and outs. We'll have a look at the ladder in a jiffy. Goal scorers, Harry Roston, 2 for the Giants. Toby Green got 1 with Cornelio and Bedford. For the Suns, Ethan Reed, Jai Farrar and Buderick, 1. Leading ball magnets. Hang on, we need a Giants loss. We do need a Giants loss, and I think a lot of teams will certainly be hoping for that. Harvey Thomas leads away on 9. Tom Green on 8. Both going well. Noah Anderson, 8 there for the Suns. Lockie Whitfield up to 7. Took Miller. Tell you what, some of the big guns are getting the possessions early on 7. There we go. Let me just roll down there. And then we'll just stick it on the live ladder there for a second. There we go. McAndrew, 5 up until quarter time. Toby Green, 4. 4 touches, kicked that goal. Looks reasonably well out there at the moment. I just wanted to roll on those down there, just in case anyone lose all 3 quite unlikely. I know. I was just looking at that. That is the live ladder at the moment. That is the live ladder at the moment. Of course, Giants, if they end up winning, they'll be in 5th. They'll be in 5th. 306. My gosh. Gold Coast will remain in 7th. But yeah, Gold Coast has still got 2 games to come. Next week, I think they play Carlton, next week, to the Gold Coast Suns, if memory serves me correct. And then, of course, Essendon. I think they play like the Friday or Saturday, and then the Wednesday, the Gold Coast Suns. That is for them. I was just thinking to myself, what happens if Gold Coast lost this game in the next 2 games? Wow, that'd be interesting. Freo dropping, yeah, that's right. Certainly are, but they need to win. They need to win next week to stay alive. It just depends on what happens in these games today, especially if Hawthorn lose and Western Bulldogs lose. They're one of the 2 you want to lose, especially, and of course the Giants. You want the Giants, Hawthorn, or the Bulldogs to lose, and then Freo win next week, and then they'll be set for that game. And then they should be okay if they happen to win. Of course, who we got? Melbourne, Hawthorn, and Melbourne. So you don't really want Hawthorn to win. You want Melbourne to cause a boil over there, and you definitely want. Well, I know you can have Sydney beating Geelong to remain on the same points. Now that doesn't change the ladder. That still means you've got to win next week, and the Cats got to lose again. But the Western Bulldogs, they play West Coast Eagles Sunday. I'll tell you what, it's like a gimme game to the Western Bulldogs, but the way West Coast played against Adelaide last week, nearly got the job done. It's quite scary. The Bulldogs don't want to let their defence down at all. So that could be really, really interesting as well. But hey, all Freo got to do is win. And we'll be cheering on for Melbourne, of course, to beat Hawthorn. That'd be pretty exciting. So you still got Hawthorn, Western Bulldogs. If they don't win, there we go. Western Bulldogs is the big one for every team. Western Bulldogs is the one for every team. Western Bulldogs lose today. Everyone, I would imagine, in the top 8 should stay in the top 8. But it's going to be interesting. Going to be really interesting, those games. I know they're games that we don't expect those top teams to lose, but hey, funnier things have happened. All right, hey, let's head back down to the ground. Let's see if the Gold Coast Suns can make a little bit of a revival in the second quarter. I do expect the Gold Coast Suns to come back at some stage. I still expect the Suns to win this game. As I said, Gold Coast Suns, the toughest team to beat at home. Let's see what they can do in the second quarter.
Every time he touched the ball, it ended up in a score for the Giants.
And he's coming off probably, he's only played 7 previous games this season, a few injury concerns obviously, but coming off his best game last week, and he looks like he's on track to eclipse that today.
So we're looking for a response from the Gold Coast Suns. It's only the 7th time this year they have trailed at quarter time. And they're 1-5 when they have trailed in the first term. So they'll need to do it a different way the Giants, they're up for it. The second term gets underway with Noah Anderson. Again, good pressure. Oh, big collision. Witts. It was dangerous. And they'll go to Witts against Canelio.
Steve Canelio thought he got the free kick.
Here's the voice of Powell. That gives him the handball receive. Reed again will fly. Holman trying to get to his feet, so get a stoppage and an opportunity early in this second term for Gold Coast.
Even there, Reed competed well enough so Sam Taylor couldn't take that intercept mark.
Witts taps it in tight. King hardly been sighted so far. Tough going for him. Long around the body. This is what he's done all season long.
Yeah, good energy. They're dangerous in this part of the ground. They get these forward 50 stoppages, build the pressure on the opposition. They've got many targets. Ben Long continues on his good form this season. Just getting, again, Jared Witt's first use, but he just keeps himself alive there, Ben Long. Gets on the end of it. We know he's clever around goal. Good snap.
He's a handy player, isn't he?
What a handy pick-up he's made, Richie.
Oh, yeah. What he does defensively, but also on the scoreboard.
Started the season like a house on fire, did Ben Long. He's had a little lean patch through the middle part of the year, but his last 3 weeks coming into this game, 9 goals and over 6 score involvements. He's busy once again. Critical to their finals campaign. They get the all-important first goal of the second term. Back to within 9. How's a ruck work? Witts to Anderson. Inside 50. Oh, King almost. Himmelberg. They're applying the pressure now, the Suns. This is better. After Alice Lynch told us their pressure rating in that first term. Can they lock it in their forward half? Noble has to try and slip Bedford. It's always going to be a tough ask. Now Brown, too quick for Andrew. Handballing board. O'Halloran, Canelio. Ash, the line breaker. Callahan will want to get back onto his left. He does. He does it easily. And now we'll pop it up for Cadman to get the sit. Well done, good fist in there from Will Powell.
Brownie, I know you had one centre bounce in your life. It was nothing like this. That's just like the old Simon Madden clinic book. And that is first class out in front of Noah Anderson.
I ended up flat on me back for about 3 minutes, not breathing after Damien Monkhurst. Knee went through the other side of my chest.
I was laughing for 10 minutes after that. Thinking, I'm not going in there.
Toby Green got the hands free. Thomas, he was able to get his hands free. Good pressure by the Suns. This is better. Scrapping hard in their defensive 50. Force another stoppage.
Yeah, I could feel it make his knee go out the other side of the rib cage.
I reckon we got the call. One of you blokes go in. I said, you go, Brownie. And you were laying there.
Davies squeezes the kick. It's dangerous. Oh, Miller, that was clever. He tried to tap it into the path of Ainsworth. They went without it, and then a little fumble. Good enough to get it to Hewlin and Fiorini to Adams. Rajewski, just enough to affect the kick. Ash will take the free kick.
Ainsworth didn't realise the ball was coming to him, so he panicked and just grabbed Ash.
Callahan, disposal number 9.
He's warming into the game now.
Pops it up again for Cadman. Is on his head. Angwin with the crumb and the snap right to the goal line.
Adams done some nice things there aerially, and then he just gets back in to touch that ball over the line. Good heads-up play from the young defender for the Suns.
I think he's been a pleasant surprise over the last half a dozen weeks. Coming into the side when Sam Collins was on the sidelines.
Noble, take a bounce, take some territory. Callahan sees out, of course. Due to come back for the Gold Coast Suns. Daniel Rioli, a couple of weeks away. Potentially Will Graham from that shoulder injury. Close to him, we know Ballard out for the season. And the injury list for the Giants. Brett Daniels and Jack Buckley, we heard from Adam Kingsley pre-game, said they were close, so potentially next week for them. They've still got Stringer, Kelly and Hogan on the sideline, so 5 of their best 10 or 12 missing as Noah Anderson again charges through the front of the stoppage. Davies can get the handball far enough. Green under pressure.
It's worked well.
Ash tapped it into space. Thomas continuing on his good form of that kick over the head of Rouston, who kicked a couple in that first quarter. Newland happy to square it up to Powell. A lot of movement, so he's going to go to the big pack of players. The big boys are there, Whitson, Reed. Rao. Miller also under pressure. Briggs coughs it up for Davies. Well done, Ali. Got the hands up, got the smother in. Noble will track it, try and draw some players, but the Giants went out, and now they will build again through Whitfield. Thought about going one way and then goes wide to Himmelberg. Angwin, one-on-one up ahead. Reluctant to go there. And now he'll be forced to kick to that contest. It's Collins and Cadman. Again, Powell gets across to support.
Well, it was really good by Powell there. Well called, Joey. He did. He came off, which is a bit of a risk against Toby Green, but that was important. Otherwise, Cadman takes that mark.
So the Suns generated the 2-on-1. So good work again for Cadman to at least compete.
Tom Green. Handball wide, O'Halloran. See the Giants' intent, just trying to keep the ball moving forward. Toby Green.
Great play. I love that. Setting the example as a skipper. Not much goes on the stat sheet, not much of importance anyway, but it's important to his teammates. He just competes, never gives up.
There he's on screen. 23 disposals, 3 goals, 3 last week against North Melbourne. Prime for another September. O'Halloran right to the goal line. It might have to journey on the left from 50. Not sure he's done that before. What a finish.
Oh, he's a ripper. He's really coming along nicely at the Giants too. He's had a bit of a role in the midfield at times. Lynchy just given a role there since Bedford's gone out. But what a great kick on the left peg, the opposite peg as well. I think strength by Briggs too. I like that, and he took his opportunity.
Yeah, get those couple of steps, so he got a little bit of space and then he's flushed it. And by the look of his face after he's kicked this, he knows he doesn't normally kick those as well. He's pretty happy with the boys.
Off their left peg today. Canelio in the first quarter, Cowan there in the second.
But you're right, when he goes into the middle, he's got that speed to get out the front of the contest as well and have very penetrating forward 50s.
That was off Matty Rao as well, that stoppage. So it's a great tussle, as is that one. Green. Another clearance. Angwin trying to charge in off the wing. Anderson was clever. Cornelio right there on Ewan, although the umpire said it was high.
And you mentioned Matty Rao, Joey. Like, Rao's had the 5 disposals. At most of these centre stoppages, it's Green, Tom Green, that goes to him. Body. Yep.
I notice Alex Davies
He's
trying to get across and block Tom Green to get to Matty Rao.
So watching this situation, mostly it's been Tom Green will go to him, but Davies will try to put the block on to support him. So see, it's setting up now. Davies tries to get Tom Green away. There's the block and get the handover. That nearly landed from Tom Green. You want to be careful with that.
Absolutely. Already 4 clearances for Tom Green. This time it's Darcy Jones. Cadman got the fist in. He was behind. Green again just shovels it forward. Brown wants to use those wheels. He was too quick for his own feet. And then a free kick high against Noble.
He's got a free kick for falling over there. He's tripped and Noble caught him high. So probably a little lucky. But fair enough.
He just stood on the foot of Noble when he tried to change direction, kick to a contest. Here's a chance for Tom Green. Gets boot the ball. Hooks it too far.
He's having a real presence, Tom Green, and he's been involved in a few things. He had plenty of the ball. Here's the block from Alex Davies. He's thrown the elbow. He's lucky that's just short. Otherwise, wouldn't be seen him for a month.
That's a rocky punch. He's just pulled it.
Flanders pops it over to Farah.
Oh, he's called stand.
Wheels and goes in deep. King, he's got a couple to compete with, and Himmelberg, he took an equal career-high 6 intercept marks last week. Takes one there.
We heard from the umpire then, he said stand, and Lekalier kept pulling back. That was a 50-metre penalty. Should have been a shot at goal for the Gold Coast. They dodged one then, the Giants.
Stayed in. Cadman.
Yeah, they've tightened up on that the AFL.
Occasionally.
Haven't they? Well, occasionally, that's right. Yeah. It is a hard one, mate. Adjudicate, no doubt about it, but it feels like they've been a lot stricter on it the last few weeks.
There's one goal apiece in this second term. Slower tempo to that first quarter. And both teams were able to transition the ball.
Yeah, so Callahan had the match-up this stoppage on Rao. They're giving him no space whatsoever at stoppages. Green goes back over.
Holding arm around, Gold Coast.
Jared Witts didn't know it was for him. There's always going to be a challenge for Riccardi up against Witts, who again, handballs to the runner. Noble. Just a bit tougher for these teams to break free in this second term. Both pressure ratings at a high clip in this second quarter. 15-point lead to Gold Coast at quarter time. Sorry, to the Giants, I should say, at quarter time. Now out to 17. Riccardi will continue against Witts. Angled off the back of the stoppage. Partially smothered.
So we see this Tom Green Rao matchup. Rao's got the 6 disposals. Tom Green up to 12.
Yeah, battle. It's going to be this afternoon.
Wouldn't want to get in the middle of that.
Witts tries to lay it down for Rao. Weller comes away with it. Does a good clearance. And the feed back to Noble. He's able to step around Green. Gets an entry. A chance for the Flyers. Farrer in front. Strong mark.
Yeah, not sure about there. Is it Fonte?
Yeah, it might come up in the review, I reckon, at half-time.
It's a punch, isn't it? Got to be a spoil.
Well, he's even trying to claim with the umpire that he had his hands on it. I don't think that'll wash with Adam Kingsley at half-time. You've got to spoil that. Just watch this come up. Good, he's in good position to spoil. Had to hit it.
Oh, no.
But don't want to take anything away from Jai Farrow's mark.
Kick one in the opening term. Did Jai Farrer. A revelation inside the forward 50, and that's one of the worst kicks for goal you'll see. Just sneaks in for a behind.
His knee nearly hit him with a chin kicker.
Keep going out there.
He kicked through the ball. Didn't kick through that at all.
Poked at him. This is their challenge now. Stop this transition going from the Giants. Hold it in. Oh, they set this up beautifully.
Yeah, Ash liked the matchup. Iden on Butterick. Did a pretty good job. The former defender, Butterick. Well up to Hewlands. And everything seems to be under pressure this quarter.
Yeah, the heat's gone out a little bit pressure-wise, and no surprise, 23 degrees down here, so absolutely beautiful day for football.
It was a hot tempo that first quarter. Of course, Gold Coast here at People First Stadium this year, 6-1 this season. The Giants have a pretty good record on the road this year. Anderson, his handball missed Powell, who has to track after it, but Toby Green, his direct opponent right there, and Jeffrey also wrapped up.
Good chase, because the Suns players were lined up along the 50-metre area.
You just see those handballs that miss targets just put pressure down the field.
Flanders, Anderson holding the ball.
Just went to duck inside.
There was Jones who got it moving to Callahan. Green has to compete against 3. Gold Coast did really well to get numbers back. And now they'll look to transition. Might get some free-flowing play here. Miller, Farrer. Called the play on. Wasn't much inside 50, so has to go lateral to Flanders.
They've been rock solid, the GWS defence. That's why they're just trying to work their way around here, the Suns. Find a better entry.
Into the pocket, but it's always dangerous when it's in the Taylor direction.
to the 9, then.
When they're up and about, they're as stingy as any defence in the competition, even without Jack Buckley there today.
Already his third intercept mark for Sam Taylor. That kick from Himmelberg really helped his teammates. Oh, Bedford said to Ralston, make it your problem. He did really well to get out of trouble, actually. And then Ash, he's missed the mark. Got to be careful. Taylor's there. Long again.
Switches on here and they're out.
He's still trying to work out what the rules are, Ben Long. The Giants will take the advantage through England. Cadman beat Collins on that occasion. Wheels and goes to another one-on-one. Riccardi and Adams. Evangeline beats them.
Let's just have a look at this. Ben Long, can we... hopefully we see that replay again. He needs to put pressure on the opposition. That's part of his job. Ooh. Don't know. What do you think, Lindsay? Is it a free kick?
I don't know if it's a free kick, is it? You wouldn't want to hit him high.
Yeah, I understand if he hits him high, but if you don't hit him high there.
Callahan squeezes out a little ball. Powell's had a good game and he'll win the free kick.
So Brandon to back over that. So do you think it was a free kick? No, I didn't think it was a free kick.
What's he to do? He's got to apply pressure.
Now they attack the corridor, the Suns. Reed, let's get a look at his athleticism, the big fella. Gets down low, Fonty there. Long, this time, they can finish now. Through the superstar, Matty Rao. That's better.
Fantastic. That's the best transition today from one end to the other. We've seen the Giants do it several times in the first quarter. That time the Suns, they break the shackles. They get on the move. They just keep working. Matt Rao, we know this guy. He just keeps charging, works on defence, works on offence. And look at him just take off. So that was the critical kick to Anderson there. And they kept the ball flicking along. Forward handball, keep it moving in your direction. And eventually the cavalry will turn up and Rao was there and he was good enough to finish.
And that's a really good answer from Matty Rao in that head-to-head contest with Tom Green to hit the scoreboard. It was only his third disposal for the quarter. But what these Suns are doing, they're transitioning the ball. They're going 45% out of D50 to forward 50. Haven't been able to impact the scoreboard quite as much as GWS, but they're moving the ball at least.
Yeah, and the moving the ball's pivotal because midfielders need to be kicking goals. Ben King hasn't had a kick yet. Sam Taylor's all over him with the tall forwards down there.
Tackle, Gold Coast. All right, Gold Coast.
I heard the umpire call a free kick against Cornelia. Looks a bit perplexed. Maybe took Miller. Anderson up the disposal, 14. Long, deep ball. There was a shoving it back to Aliir. No free kick. I think it's still alive for Gold Coast. Ewlands squeeze the ball to Fiorini.
Like Aliir's still limping away. Saw after that marking contest where he came shooting out the front. But good composure in the end to hit that target and generate another shot at goal. Good response from the Suns just before half-time.
A really strong year, Braden Fiorini. I think Gordon and Jack Crisp rating higher as wingmen this year.
Watching Jai, watching Lee.
Averaged a goal a game the last 4 weeks. Should be pretty regulation for him. And again, that's a really bad miss. Top Farris.
He nearly took England's head off. Went that close to the mark.
Loads of chances.
A new ball off the first tee and you just pulled the ears off him straight in the drink.
Just roped it. Straight in the soup.
Yep, you've marked up the new ball and it's gone.
Well, I've done down at Barnburgle a few times.
Oh, flat. All excited for the 3 days.
Then you got Roscoe in the background laughing at it.
That'll be Briggs and Witts continuing their battle. Rowell having a spell on the bench. Cornelio up on ball. Fiorini. Flanders got it to Miller. Flick it around until they find the free player. They did this before. It was Noble who hit the target last time and he finds it again. This time, Ainsworth
Yeah, beautiful kick to the advantage side there. So Johnny Noble it's starting to win territory now, the Suns. So it allows these halfback flankers to get up off the back of the contest into really attacking positions. By the time Noble's able to nail Ainsworth, just put it to his advantage. And that's a contested mark.
Has been a goal scorer in recent weeks, Ben Ainsworth. Can he show his teammates how to do it? That's better. That's what it looks like. Gold Coast responding in this second term, and they're back within 4.
Yeah, really good re-entry there. So they get down. Nice kick there by Johnny Noble. Beautiful finish there by Ainsworth. Gave himself some room off the man of the mark. He watched his teammates what they shouldn't do. He got back far enough, gave himself the distance. Good work. Flanders is getting dangerous around the front of those stoppages as well as a half forward coming up to support the midfield. Beautiful kick by Noble.
As you said, the kick from Noble was to the advantage of Ainsworth. So just got to be slightly to the advantage and you hold your position quite easily. Here's the kick. Just if it's on your side, very hard for a defender to push past someone that's got their legs planted. And that's a good finish. Momentum really swinging here in favour of the Suns. They're up on stoppages, starting to move the ball, and importantly, convert their opportunities.
And he hit that one right from the dead ball where he roped it before. So that was the provisional.
10-4 this quarter. Clearances in favour of the Suns. They're getting busy. Giants turn to respond. Callahan, deep entry, ground level. Bedford looking for Gruszewski. Andrew's able to mop it up. He wants to draw and give. That's what he does for Jeffrey. He faked out Bedford, then got it to Davies. Along the boundary line, far. Been important. Now here's another great look for the Suns. Flanders can pop it over to the advantage of Reid. Oh, had hands on it. He'd be disappointed he didn't swallow that. He is.
Yeah,
He's filthy himself.
Yeah, great transition again by the Suns. So moving from defensive 50. Really good decision making there. They're getting on the move.
And kick to advantage. As you said, Joey, Ethan Reid had done all the hard work. Just didn't quite finish it off.
The Suns on top through this quarter. Witts grabs it out of the ruck. Miller has time to straighten and steady. Another poor miss.
Not that we've been ruckman, Lynch, but he used to do quite a few of those forward stoppages. Just not sure about Brick starting in the back spot all the time against Witts for those throw-ins. Just allowing free access to Witts, and he's a big man. You can't get around him.
And, like, he's been a good ruckman for a few years now, Wittsy, but he's in career best form.
Absolutely.
Thomas over to Whitfield. And now Green. Suns defenders have got good position, so doesn't want to force it. Toby Green happy to concede to Himmelberg, and they'll look to be patient. Now they have the spare player on this broadcast side of the ground. It's Taylor. He can take some grass. He could have run further if he wanted. Instead, he just wants to get it in. Let the big boys fly. Gruszewski got hands to it. Green got the crumb. Not going to get the distance. Can Bedford create a contest? He did. The Suns have numbers through Fiorini.
To stop this now, the Giants haven't been able to stop the ball movement, the Suns.
They're lucky on that occasion. Whitfield was the spare behind the ball, so the switch had to be on.
Wide will sit for Holman. He's got some running support. Howe. Taylor just read it quickly, left King, and takes another intercept mark.
And importantly, made the call, otherwise he's going to clean up his teammate coming through there in England.
Just need to get Ben King into the game. So they're the one disposed of this quarter.
Is that maybe
the first
2 minutes into the ruck? Just to get around the ball?
Even just up the field, just as a half forward. He's playing deep.
I've been watching that one, Brownie. Taylor's been that physical on him at the moment, just pushing him off the ball, which has been great play.
You can even lose him in traffic upfield.
Suns away and running again. Good work from Ainsworth. Davies just changed his mind, and that was the hesitation. That was enough for Jones. And now the Giants are away. O'Halloran. Riccardi has to wait for it. Tries to lay it into the path of Whitfield, who had to go hard. He kept his eye on it, then keeps it low, dribbles it to home, hits the post.
Adams there to save the day. Oh, parting of the seas there by Like in midfield, straight through the gap.
It was like the lift doors were closing. He just snapped through. Dragged the tail through before it slammed shut behind him.
Only the 8th inside 50 of the quarter for GWS for that electric start. Cornelio, his handball, couldn't find a teammate. He might get another opportunity. This is better. Cadman has a brief look inside, then takes a bounce, and then decides to go inside the second time round. Green knew that Jones was in space. Back to Thomas. Cleverly didn't take possession. They're running themselves in circles here, the Giants.
They've made an absolute meal of that.
Regan did his message, got through a quarter time about the pressure.
The pressure, yeah.
That's what Alvin's in the team for. With that pressure, really good chase. Bad decision.
Yeah, Cadman almost had too much time.
Had a bounce, Joey.
He did. He felt that he had to give it off.
Looking for Andrew. Once he kept it in, Cadman just kicked it high in hope more than anything. Green rode the tackle again. Thomas couldn't quite. Yulin's been excellent. Miller. And now here they go again. It's the Suns. They look like they've got the tsunami going. If the ball can sit with Sears players inside, they're still there. Rao back on the field. Flanders has options, decides to kick it himself. It won't get to long on the full. Now he can assess. Kick it to a dangerous spot. King has 2 to beat. Almost does. Well done, Iden. Big collision. Holman coming the other way. Well, this game's been up the last few minutes. Rao already kicked one. Pops it up. Long, you know, is going to make a contest. Well done from Whitfield. Stood his ground. And everyone just wants to slow it up.
Ben King, getting frustrated. That'll be 50 for the set. Getting frustrated. He's had 3 free kicks played against him, and they're borderline free kicks as well. So frustration building.
So that one, I think, grabbed the arms. I think it was probably an arm chop.
Well, he did call an arm chop the umpire.
There's the 50 for the feedback.
A big final 2 minutes here this quarter. Lockie Ash dumps it in towards Toby Green. Coming through Jones. That's perfection. The crumb and the finish. Suns fans don't like it.
That's what you have to do. Turn up inside your forward 50 as a crummer. You can get up the field, but you need to make sure you get back. They've been able to do that. So ground balls 30-22 this quarter in favour of the Giants. So that's a key one in your forward 50. Just gets over the back end. Ben Long was frustrated, but they were able to move the ball from one end to the other after that free kick. We haven't seen a lot of that this quarter.
That's much better. But that's against the flow of play. As you said, you know, probably 50-50 free kick. I think it was probably there against Ben Long, but the compounding it with the 50-metre penalty, then space out the back.
Darcy Jones been busy defensively, Brownie. He's had a couple of tackles, couple of clearances. Now hits the scoreboard. Important goal late for GWS. Gold Coast have had the better of the turn. They still trail by 10. Tom Green. And that's going to be a free kick to Cadman.
Yeah, look, he's completed well. Sam Collins doing a really good job on Aaron Cadman. Cadman has completed.
Yeah, he has. He's worked hard. Been a good contest. And that's what, when you're coming up against such a good defender, you want to compete. Your time will come with a free kick, or you'll grab a mark at times. There's the grab around the waist. Not a lot in it.
And over the top of the shoulder as well, the right shoulder.
They've been tough going so far for the young superstar, but he makes that one count. And they get a couple of goals in succession to get it back out to 16 points.
And when you've got your tough contest against one of the best defenders in the comp, every chance you get, you want to be converting. And just see, again here, the holding free kick. Left arm, right over the shoulder, right arm. So the free kick is there. It's the easy trigger for the umpires to pay that free kick. But a good contest, but nice shot from 45 from Aaron Cadman. Just maturing nicely.
Spoke about pre-game, since round 14, the third rated forward in the comp.
He's developing a presence about him. It's a tough contest. Wouldn't have slept well last night. Get your hands full.
He's coming out of the mountains. Big Sammy Collins. Looks like a lumberjack.
So Cadman now equal with Jesse Hogan, 43 goals on the season. Maybe winning his first goal-kicking award if he can keep it going. And this time the Suns get the free kick, so they will get a chance here. It's Miller. Knows there's not much time left in the quarter, so just wants to get in. Witt's pushed hard forward. Couldn't take the mark. Callahan. Handball towards Fonte. He's pretty good in the contest. And Thomas has to track it. There's Suns everywhere around him, so needs to show some composure. And that's exactly what the kid's got. That was a great little bit of play. They're off and running again. Whitfield. Green. Well, this one will hurt late on the siren. And it's Rouston who's taken the mark. And the kick will be after the siren. He's already kicked 2.
10 metres here.
And the counter-attack again from the Giants.
Just the last few minutes, the Giants been able to move the ball from one end to the other, Joey. Saw it a lot from the Gold Coast Suns this quarter. The Giants just starting to warm up late in the quarter. Key, critical kick, just to go in with hope. Lift your teammates, give them some confidence, and most importantly, stay ahead on the scoreboard. Build a little bit of a gap there.
Now the Giants withstood the challenge of the Suns earlier in the turn to finish with 3 late ones. The unlikely goal scorer, Harry Rouston, has kicked 3 in the opening half. And the Giants have extended their quarter-time lead. And with a flurry to finish, they lead by 22 points. Been a great half of footy. The Gold Coast Suns, looking to play September for the first time in their history, have got their work cut out because the Giants have been able to transition the ball. They've been effective inside 50. And Adam Kingsley and the leaders will be pumped with their 22-point lead. Lockie Whitfield and Tom Green leading the way with 14 points. And we'll get down to Ben Dixon.
Thanks, Joey. Tommy, great first half. First quarters haven't been great, but you started so well. What are a couple of positives for the Giants play?
Yeah, it was nice. I thought particularly in the first quarter we moved the ball the way that we wanted to. And we know Gold Coast are a great first quarter team, so there was a real emphasis on that. I thought second quarter, the first half maybe went away from it a little bit, but we managed to get it back. So overall, it was a reasonable first half.
Happy with that little battle in the middle there with Matty Rao?
I mean, they're just a great midfield as a whole, and I think we are too. So it's a really good battle, and you sort of enjoy that as a competitor. Yeah.
Appreciate your time, mate.
No problem, mate. Thanks.
Tom Green there. Well, so much on the line, plenty to play for. It's half-time. Giants leading by 22 points. On the other side of the break, Ben Dixon will join Alistair Lynch and Jonathan Brown to take their thoughts on what is happening in this game at People First Stadium.
All right, there we go. Half-time here at People's First Stadium. The Giants 98-62, 6-4-40 of the Suns. Giants putting on 4 goals, 3, putting on, 3 late goals there. 3 goals, 2 to the Suns. Yo, Ryan, Addy G. Of course we saw Addy G. Cheer, how you doing? Albert, what's going on? A game is never over. St Kilda did it. They did. I tell you what, the umpires in this game, it's a little bit iffy, the umpires in this game. It's a little bit like they're on the Giants side. Of course, Ben Long got a couple of free kicks against him. I don't know why. He got angry with the umpires. Got a 50, resulted in a Giants goal. We'll see what happens. But I tell you what, though, the Suns. The Suns were looking all right, Addy. They were looking all right. But then the GWS Giants, they just seem to get that run. They just seem to get a clearer run down their forward 50. They do look a little bit better in that aspect of the game. That's what the Suns have got to clear up a little bit. We'll see. The Giants are looking strong. That is for sure. Tell you what, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be interesting to see whether the Suns can fight their way out of this hole today. 22 points the margin. Of course, 15 points the margin at quarter time. The Suns looking dangerous. Got back to within about 3 points or so. There we go. All right, let's pop on over. We'll have a look at the goal scorers because we've got a nice multiple goal scorer there for the Giants. Harry Ralston kicking a goal after the siren. There we go at half time. 3 straight goals. That's what you got to do, kick straight. O'Halloran's got one. Darcy Jones. Toby Green's got one. I tell you what, Toby Green looks like he's pretty sharp out there today. He's looking pretty good. Cornelio's one, and Cadman also with one with Bedford. For the Suns, well, the sun's not quite shining yet. There's a little bit of cloud in the sky. Matty Rowell, Ethan Reid, Ben Long. Farah has got one with Connor Buderick and Ben Ainsworth. 22-point margin. Oh, look, 22 points is not too strong. I'm not sure if it's too strong just at the moment for these two sides. I think these two teams can kick goals pretty quick. So there we go. We'll just have to wait and find out. As I said, it should be an interesting third quarter, and then I think it's going to be a cracker final term here, People's First Stadium. Tuke Miller, Noah Anderson, though, top the table. They both got 15 there for the Suns. Lockie Whitfield, 14 with Harvey Thomas, Tom Green. A lot of consistency throughout the players there. All reasonably even. No ball magnets. So all players out on the ground doing their role. As I said, just the Giants are just transitioning the ball slightly better there. Finn Callahan, 13. Toby Green up to 12. As I said, Toby Green looks reasonably sharp out there. No clearances. Laid a couple of tackles though. And kicked that goal, so looking all right at the moment. Matty Rowell, looks like he's been reasonably well held out there today. He's only had the 10 touches up until half time. Not like him. He's usually up the top of the table for the possession count on the board. Today, just the 10. He has kicked that one goal. Johnny Noble on 10 as well. Darcy Jones come in late with a goal there. In that second turn, 9 disposals with the one goal, couple clearances for him. Hey, we're going to get back down to the commentators in a second. Let's head back down to the commentators now. A little bit of analysis on the opening half.
In terms of the second quarter, they feel like the Suns were getting themselves back, but late in that quarter, they let themselves down once again.
Yeah, I thought they were getting their game style back. They were moving the ball from D50 to forward 50. Their clearance work was going better. They had better connection going forward, but yeah, they'd be road ball at half-time to concede those two late ones.
And the tackle pressure in the first quarter was non-existent for the Suns. So you pointed it out, Lynchy. 5 tackles. It's just unacceptable when you come into a game of this calibre.
Oh, absolutely. So we know high transition games, it is hard to get the tackles on, but you need to bring better heat than that. They did early in that second quarter especially. Weren't able to capitalise on a few of the shots, Lynchy. And then the Giants just late in the quarter, they kicked those 3 late goals when really the Suns should have won the quarter. So Dimmer would be really disappointed with that. He'd be very disappointed with the Giants. Forward 50 efficiency, 24 inside 50s for 17 shots. Not good enough.
No, they're very disappointed with that, no doubt about that.
And the transition, Matty Rowell got himself involved in the game and hit the scoreboard, which we've seen a few times this year. But the Suns were urging for something to happen, Brownie, and their transition clicked into gear.
Yeah, didn't move the ball that well in the first quarter. Didn't see many examples of this. It was on show in the second quarter, wasn't it, Lynchy? They were able to start to get the momentum going. They were cleaner with their disposal and better going inside 50.
And it was a good answer from Matty Rowell. I mean, he's been under pressure. We've obviously seen a lot. The matchup between Tom Green and Matty Rowell, and then we know that in the coaches' votes, that Matty Rowell is sitting number 2 on the table. But this head-to-head contest, very important. 14 to 10, a few more clearances to Tom Green. But the difference is Rowell hasn't been destructive. He got on the scoreboard with that important goal in the second quarter. But, you know, the big body of Tom Green going hard against Matty Rowell, and that's where he does most of his damage. He hasn't been able to impact on the game so far.
You know, Matty Rowell will keep trying though, won't he?
Oh, both of them. They're absolute bulls. You wouldn't want to get caught in between them. You'll be in all sorts of strife.
Well, the ultimate footy fundraisers back in 2025 AFL season. The Toyota Good for Footy raffle has been supporting grassroots clubs since 2015, raising over $1.2 million across 913 clubs just last year. To get involved, visit the website, buy a ticket. Register your club to get in the chance to incredible prize pool, including 3 brand new Toyota vehicles, private coaching clinics, AFL talent, and the 2025 Toyota AFL Grand Final tickets with accommodation and travel included. Get in quick. You have less than a month to get involved. Entry closes on September 10. Tickets are $5 and all the proceeds go to your club. Now that's good for footy. We're going to take a look at this. Ben King up and about as I take a breath. We're going to have a look at the top 5 marks of the year. Will Ben King feature? We're going to find out next.
All right. Yeah, the Tigers might win tomorrow. Playing North Melbourne there, Ryan. It should be a good game. Let's see how they go. Yeah, I'd probably tip Tigers in that game as well. But yeah, it should be an interesting game. All right, let's get back and have a look at some of the player stats. See how they're going out there. There we go. Any player you want, let me know. We'll have a look at their stats. Benny Ainsworth, 5 with the goal. Ben Long, as said, the umpire's not liking something. He just had a bump and they called a free kick. Up for the marking contest. Eyes on the ball. Called a chopping. Yeah, any wonder he got frustrated, gave that 50-metre penalty away. There we go. Let's have a look at the team stats so far. It's the Giants plus 22 in the team stats. There we go, plus 20 in the kicks, just the 2 handballs. Looking at the inside 50s, both teams getting reasonable opportunity for it. 10 scoring shots. The Suns have actually been inside 7 more times. 31 inside 50s. For 10 scoring shots, but the Giants, I tell you what, that's a dangerous side. The Suns need to defend a bit more. They need to defend a little bit more. 17 scoring shots the Gold Coast Suns for 24 inside 50s. And if we just roll on down there a little bit and have a look at that efficiency inside 50 for the Suns, 79%. 79%. That's going about 60% above season average for the Giants. So the Suns, they need to defend a little bit more, just the 35 for them. But the efficiency around the ground, well, Suns, 76, 73. Giants, both not too bad. Free kicks, 16-13. Gold Coast Suns, they're plus 3. I'll tell you what, I think it's where some of the free kicks are being given to the Giants are making the difference. Certainly cost a goal for the Suns, one of those free kicks. Umpires just wanting to even that up. That's what it looks like, especially one particular umpire that was down the Gold Coast forward line in that area. Suns in the hitouts. They doubled the Giants, 22-11 in the hitouts. Of course, the big man there doing well. 18-15 clearances. Centre clearances all tied up, 8 apiece. Both getting equal opportunity out of the centre bounce. Stoppage clearances, the Suns there, plus 3. Slightly better. Contested possessions, both teams contesting the ball really well, only plus 6, so it's a reasonably well contested game. Not much in the uncontested, just 13 turnovers. Nice and low for the game, 29-25. So the Giants reasonably clean with the ball. There we go. Let's have a look at the marks, 35-46. I'll be interested to have a look at the tackle count, as we always like to see that, and the pressure going on the opposition. Let's see how they are in just a minute. 46-35 in the marks. 6 marks inside 50 for both teams. So both teams getting their chance. They're hitting their targets, both on season average. Their contested marks, 6 and 5. Both contesting really well. Tackle count, 20-30. This is what I was saying. The Gold Coast Suns, they need to lift their pressure on the Giants. Giants getting away with too much easy transition there. The Giants on 30, so that's all right, just a little bit above season average. They've just got to lift. They've got to lift the Suns. 20. It's not good enough up until half-time. They should be up around 32 at half-time. Their inside 50 tackles are pretty good. The Suns 6. Giants only the 2, but they need to do a little bit more around the ground and a little bit more defensive work. The Gold Coast Suns, whereas they're just going to let the GWS Giants take this game away from them. All right, as we always have a bit of a check. Oh, there's the live ladder there with Carlton, Port Adelaide. But the Giants there, 115 percentage, 60 points. Have a look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4 teams. 4 teams on 60 points. Gold Coast Suns. If we give them that game, that last game, they'll be around 60 points also. So it's really going to be interesting. So tell you what, there's a lot to play for both sides in this game. Of course, the Giants, if they win today, they'll secure a top 8 spot. They'll be guaranteed playing finals. You would just about imagine. I think still mathematically possible. They could drop out because if Hawthorn win, they'll be on 60. Gold Coast still 2 games to play. Western Bulldogs, they'll be 56. Win next week, they'll be 60 as well. So, my gosh, that is sounding all interesting. In the other game, around the ground, if we look at the scoreboard there, It is, 2 minutes out till half-time over there at Marvel Stadium. And, of course, Carlton getting the job done after having a really good opening term. After having a really good opening term. Oh, I should say it's quarter time. It's quarter time at Marvel Stadium. Carlton out of the box, 7-2-44. Wow, 3-2-20 Port Adelaide. That's 24-point margin, quarter time over there. Of course, that's just a dead rubber being played. Hey, we got the other good games on today. Don't forget, of course, Port Adelaide, Carlton playing in the other match alongside the Suns and Giants. Hawthorn, Melbourne, that's the next game. If you want to tune in somewhere, I won't be covering that game. That's at 4:15 p.m. Melbourne time. Next game we'll be covering here, folks, is Adelaide and Collingwood, the big match of the round. Of course, coming up at about 7:30 p.m. Melbourne time. And of course, Ryan's team playing tomorrow. Richmond taking on North Melbourne. The Kangaroos should be a close, interesting, entertaining game to say the least. Thinking Richmond might get the job done there. Of course, Sydney Geelong. Tell you what, that's going to be a toss-up game tomorrow. That'll be the game that I think I'll cover tomorrow, and the only one. Should be fantastic up there at the SCG. Can Sydney put a boil over Geelong, who are on fire at the moment? Of course, Western Bulldogs take on West Coast Eagles to round out round 23 the AFL season 2025 with one round to go. Should be a good game. Eddie G, have you got your multi going? Have you still got your multi going? That's the big question. Have you got your multi going? Who you got? There we go. I don't know. You probably would have. You probably would have had St Kilda in the opening round. I don't know if you had been your multi been on, you might have had Freo though. That's the only problem. But there we go. All right. Hey, we'll be back in just a moment, folks, with the third quarter here at People's First Stadium.
Third quarter, not far away here, People First Stadium. The Giants are led by 15 points at quarter time. They lead by 22 at the half. We know how much is riding on this game. They are still no lock yet, the Gold Coast Suns. If they can win today, it will guarantee a finals berth. The Giants, well, they need to find a win as well, whether it's this one or next week against St Kilda. There is coach Damien Harwick going up against, well, a man he knows very, very well, former premiership teammate Adam Kingsley. Of course, they coached together at Richmond, and now they are coaching against each other, where Adam Kingsley has a 3-zip head-to-head record. Of course, overall, we know the Giants have won 14 of their past 15 meetings against the Gold Coast Suns. Gold Coast only win in that time was back in 2021 during the COVID days, where they won by a point at Mars Stadium in Ballarat. So, for whatever reason, the Giants love taking on Gold Coast, and I'll be pretty pleased with where they're sitting at halftime, Alistair Lynch.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Joey. This will be a great second half. As you touched on, yeah, it's important for the Gold Coast, but it is critical, this result, for GWS. They probably got out of jail in the last 10 minutes with those last 3 goals of the quarter. Got themselves in a very good position. You can imagine Dimmer Hardwick and Adam Kingsley going head-to-head at training back in the day. A couple of Bulls would have been very feisty, and certainly as coaches, they keep that competitive spirit going.
And 2 terrific coaches in a terrific game of footy. Third quarter underway. Witts and Briggs. Witts tried to lay it into the path of Anderson, but it's Rao who wins the first clearance, and Miller was tripped.
It's actually a good investment to get the trip there from Tom Green. Miller was out the front.
Big first half for Took Miller. Disposal number 16. King hardly sighted so far. Couldn't get involved in that contest. Anderson squeezes out a little ball, but only as far as Fonte.
You're right about Ben King. Just needs to work his way into the game. Taking the 7 intercept marks now on the Giants. Sam Taylor's been outstanding.
Just the body control from Collins on Cadman was terrific. Just nudged him under the footy. Takes the intercept mark. It'll drive it back into the pocket. Ball spills for Farah. He's had a couple of looks at the goal, and Tom Green and Anderson wrap each other up.
So that's a positive result, because they were able to get the ball to the ground. I just thought it was a bit slow and long. It normally plays into the hands of Sam Taylor back there with that type of kick.
Rao started this quarter well. He's been busy. Great handball to release. Powell fires away.
The dangerous half-back flank is the Suns. So Powell this time, Sean Noble in the second quarter set up Ainsworth. They get up really high.
Taylor towards the ruckman again. Gold Coast to control it in their forward half.
This is a win. Just set up well behind the ball. He does that well, big Witsy. Just held Briggs under the ball.
This time they want to try and shift angles. See if they can draw out this Giants defence. They're holding up really well defensively. The kick towards Farah again, who's presenting. Flanders just missed long. Who might get another crack at it. He had a little fumble, costly. Ben King, Taylor right there. Got the handball. There's numbers all around this, so it's going to be tough work for Gold Coast. Ben King had a frustrating first half, giving away a number of free kicks and a 50-metre penalty. Kicked a nice goal in the first term.
A frustrating couple of seconds then. Got the ball, but didn't have any time or space to get rid of it.
Looking at the work at the feet of Witts here. Well, knew that he had one hand free, so had to make an attempt. Edwards' handball should be okay.
Pretty impressive, the Giants' defence, haven't they? Conceded 34 inside 50s, but only the 10 shots at goal for the Suns. Working together well, they're getting back to support, but the aerial work has been strong as well.
Roller again, off the back, lays it off to Anderson. Didn't really get that angle right to hook it back.
And probably most of that good read as far as the defence is concerned for GWS was that poor entries early, wasn't it, Brownie, from the Suns not hitting their targets. This would be a 50-metre penalty, yeah. And even an old bloke like me knows that rule.
You'd think a professional player would know that rule by now.
Yeah. It was obvious, just didn't move.
Relieves a bit of pressure for the Giants. They've got a bit of space through the corridor here. Green used Whitfield as a decoy. I'm not sure Whitfield liked it, but Green went alone, and in the end it was a poor option. straight to Will Powell.
Clear out. Out, Jake.
Now the Suns want to attack through the corridor. Andrew.
It's the lob kick, that one.
A bit lazy, wasn't it? Callahan. Disposal number 14. Over 400 metres gain. Again, takes some territory. Andrew, that's better. Cleans up the mistake.
Both teams have started the quarter just the bombing to this sort of area. Into the defence are on top at the moment.
Just feeling out each other, it feels like, this third quarter.
Yep.
Along the width here.
That's what Jeffrey does.
Boys, Gold Coast Star.
Farrah, that'll get the free kick. Keeps presenting as an option. He's keeping Jed Walter out of the team. A few youngsters not playing in this Gold Coast side. Still got Jake Rogers and Leah Lombard, Will Graham, Jed Walter. They've got a stack of depth coming through.
Really reluctant to go in the Suns then. Farrah had an option. King had a mismatch because he got off Taylor and just didn't want to pull the trigger.
You're right, Dicko. They're getting the swap, the defensive swap, done well on King.
They turn this ball over, but the Giants have nobody inside 50. Cadman has to go short. It was Riccardi that provided an option. Now they get some numbers deep. And in the end, that was far too easy. And I don't think we saw Harry Ralston lining up for number 4.
No, and I don't think Noah Anderson saw that as well because he gave some solid feedback to his defensive teammates that weren't blocking up that corridor. Filthy. So obviously a structural issue there. A slight wind advantage over his left shoulder, so you get the journey very comfortably.
So the Giants Academy selection was pick 16 in 2022. Been in and out of the side. He's been in recent weeks. And all of a sudden, he has turned into a goal-scoring machine. What an afternoon for Harry Ralston.
Big goal this season, has he?
No, he hadn't coming into today.
Big spear. No worry about Jesse Hogan. Don't worry about Jake Stringer. Big Harry Ralston.
They've been getting in the way, Brownie.
They're holding him back. Good pass in the end here. That's a bullet there by Riccardi. And then look at the feedback Anderson gives to Will Bauer. That's strong feedback.
Not happy at all.
A smart kick there by Riccardi, utilising the stand rule, just kicking around the man on the mark. No elevation. Any elevation here, it gets cut off. Look at that. That's brilliant.
That's only at max 5.5 feet in the air. A couple of metres tops.
Well, the young man making a name for himself in a massive game. It's a 28-point game-high lead, and they're full of running here, the Giants. Tom Green. It was Toby that flew. Halloran couldn't take it cleanly. Collins just shovels it out of there. Mac Andrew had to go hard. He did. Now Weller has to be clean. Let's sit for Buttering. If he can take it, he can run and go. He then lost the handle. Has to go back again. Flanders is on short. Instead, he tries to go for the longer option, getting back Himmelberg in numbers. Giants seem to be outnumbering everywhere at the moment. There is Ralston, the man of the moment. Take the mark and we'll get it back if it stays in play. Not quite.
It's a problem for the Gold Coast Suns. They conceded 6 goals from their defensive 50 now. The Giants get the tsunami going. They're away. This is the live ladder. GWS up to 5th now. Gold Coast down to 7th.
And they could be 9th by the end of this round if Hawthorn and the Western Bulldogs win this weekend. Of course, they have the game in hand, Gold Coast, but still plenty to play out. Canelio, O'Halloran, Jones, they're away and going again. Has time to take a bounce, gets to 60 and then shank the kick. Brown wanted it out the back. And the Suns get out of trouble. Feels like they're just hanging on here, Gold Coast.
No forwards coming towards him.
Well, the run stopped. That overlap run.
Trying to lengthen now the forwards inside 50 for the Suns.
It's like they're happy to be patient this quarter, Gold Coast. Reed flew, got a hand to it, so I'm claim that was an attempt. Clever from long. Butterick on the left. Belly of the ball. Still might work out. Holman tracking it. Just out of reach. And then runs out of real estate.
They don't want to turn it into a track meet, do they? I think it's been identified by Damien Hardwick at half-time, the coaching staff. The blood rule. So Giants kick 6 goals from their defensive 50. But clearly, when the ball goes in there quickly, as Holman goes off the blood rule, ball gets in there quickly and the Suns haven't got the numbers there to put the pressure on. They've been sweeping it from one end of the ground to the other far too easily. So now, clearly the direction's been, let's slow the game down, get our numbers in the front half. Even if we do turn the ball over, at least we've got some numbers there to apply pressure to the Giants. Seriously working now, Damien Hardwick, trying to diagnose what else can be done to hit the scoreboard. They just don't look like scoring at the moment, do they, Lynchy?
No, that flow, and Joey said in the call, got the extra numbers, the Giants, they're just working from the congestion much harder than the Suns at the moment.
A quick little breather and a chance. Inside 50 stoppage. Rowell and Anderson, the 2 leaders involved, and not even Noah can get that one home.
And conversely, they've got to stop this ball movement coming out of back half for the Giants from this sort of situation.
There's enough time to be able to take a bounce and get it towards Krzyzewski.
That was far too easy. Just an uncontested mark at a right angle down to the wing, and territory's now in Giants' favour.
Look at the tackle count again. So down to 138. The pressure this quarter, Suns. Only 2 tackles for the quarter.
Rowell and Green at the feet of the ruck. It's Green. It's won again. He's won that battle today. Tom Green. High ball. Krzyzewski did a pretty good job. Toby Green. Umpire's going to say he dragged it in.
So just watching here, there's no run whatsoever. Noble goes now, but very little run ahead of the ball.
Kicks forced wide. Reed has to try and crumb his own contest. Rowell still just trying to get free from the pressure of the Suns. Noble had a good first half. Forward handball to Witts. Probably not ideal, so Witts just tries to get territory, but the Giants have the numbers back there, and Ash, Iden and Canelio all combine. Now they'll look to stretch the field. The kick's got to get over the hands. It couldn't quite. Well done from Fiorini. It still might work out though. Callum Brown. Here's the call. They're full of run. Bedford can go short. Misses Krzyzewski. Cadman will take it cleanly. Toby Green though. He'll think of something. Screws it to the top of the square. I said touch, so Powell knew he didn't want to take it cleanly. Rowell again went without it. Powell and Anderson. Flanders not going anywhere.
Brilliant.
So often we hear in that situation.
Sorry.
Yeah. Halloran. Yeah. So often we see a high tackle in that situation. Went low, wrapped up the body.
I think that was Alex Sexton that has come into the game, so the sub's been activated. Find out what's happened there in a moment. Is now the Suns with the counter from halfback. Rowell to Reed. Flanders streaming past. He ignores him, goes himself to long. Open forward line. King hasn't got any separation all afternoon. And finally, he'll get a look at the big sticks.
Well done, Bill. Got the turnover in defensive 50 and then got the ball moving forward. I like Ethan Reed. He came back at the kicker. Instead of forwards for the Suns, just kept lengthening all the time. Come back. Come back to the kicker and help your ball flow. That was better movement. They looked dangerous in the first 15 minutes of the second quarter when they were prepared to move at the Suns.
You mentioned pre-game, Brownie, 19 goals won in his last 6 weeks. He's been striking them beautifully. They need him here. Perfection.
That's a good response from Ben King. He's had a very quiet, been blanketed in the first half. Goes back and nails that though. He knew it was an important kick for his team just to keep within.
Well, take us through that build-up, the Bunnings build-up here. But his preparation going back at the ball, Brandon.
Yeah, it's Ethan Reid here. So too often the Suns forwards have been running back towards goal, not giving the kicker an option back through the centre of the ground. Instead, come back to the kicker, things open up then. And then you're allowed to go into a one-on-one situation, and then it's up to the kicker to execute, which he does, and then King to take the chance. The Bunnings build up there, really good play. That's the best play we've seen for the Suns in the last half an hour of football.
That was smart. Forward football there. Go back, create the space in front, and push off. If it's a half-decent kick, almost impossible to defend.
And Joey, you touched on the subs. So Alex Sexton's been subbed into the game. Oscar Adams, who's only had the 2 touches, tactical sub out.
Try and get a bit more run in their game, the Suns. Can they build some momentum off the back of that goal? Giants win the centre clearance. Jones got the leg speed. The flick over the top just missed Krzyzewski, who's still got enough time. It's going to be a goal. Well, that's the quick response that just flattens the Gold Coast Suns crowd. And Damien Harvick not too impressed.
And you're just saying, Joey, the Suns have made the move to get some extra pace in the game, and Darcy Jones, just his speed just to get out and make a lot of defenders very nervous. There's the clearance from Callahan, but this speed, everyone's very nervous there, and great hands to get it back into that dangerous spot. Nice little chip with about a metre up his sleeve. That's a quick response. They're in a good position here, the Giants.
They look quick there, forward 50.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, ground level there, you see. Good finish there. Big Callum Brown, he's a quick for a big man.
And they have all the answers at the moment. The Giants. Callahan continuing to have a big afternoon. Kick from Whitfield's a good one. Now Jones. Try and pop it into the space for Riccardi. Well done from Reid. Collins attacks it.
They almost look more dangerous at ground level today, the Giants, in their forward half. With that extra speed.
Yeah, Tony Bedford's very good, especially in the game, applying his pressure. Thomas out in the wing's been great. Jones.
Holding arm, GWS.
Oh, and that's going to hurt. Free kick in the ruck contest. Young Ethan Reid. It's going to be Riccardi.
He's working really hard, Joey. Yeah, you did the ruck contest there against Ethan Reid. Charged forward, was involved in the contest. Just liking his work rate when he is backing up Kieran Briggs in the ruck.
It's been a really important play this year for the Giants, playing this second ruck role. Playing forward. He was quiet last week against North Melbourne, but he's been important. He missed one on the quarter time siren, and not the second time round. Strikes that beautifully, and this lead has got out to a dangerous 33 points.
That's a good hit.
8 goals won from set shots. The GWS Giants. Outstanding return.
There's a free kick, and I've said it all day, you've got to take your chances. Missed the one prior, but that is a great shot. Just a little fade left to right, straight through. Now it's back on the Suns. Can they respond?
It's also the clearances this quarter well in favour of the Giants, who've just rolled the sleeves up here in the third quarter.
That's what it is. Rolled the sleeves up. They could be lifeless, the Suns. Who's going to be the energy starter, fire starter for them? They need it. They need a spark.
And this one's slipping away. They need to get one in a hurry here, Gold Coast.
I feel like the Giants have got about 15 guys that are the sparks.
Well, you have. You can go through Cornelio, who's sort of, again, only in game 8 for the season, just solid. The depth is really deep through that midfield.
Green and Callahan continue to win that midfield battle. Another ball inside 50, another ground ball, and the Gold Coast defenders under pressure again. Angwin, Jones, back to Angwin. Will kick it to the top of the square. Rouston didn't fly. waited at ground level and then sets upon Davies. Oh, they're going to say it was a fend, his first action. Gee whiz.
Wow.
It's going to be Bedford that'll take the free kick.
Again, Smalls, let's have a look at this. Picks it up. His left arm went up. Davies barely.
And these Smalls at ground level, inside 50 for the Giants. Bedford's already kicked one. Goes around the corner for number 2, and they cannot be stopped. They are putting the Suns to the sword.
Yeah, great pressure. Toby Bedford, he's been terrific all day. Hasn't had huge numbers stats-wise, but his pressure and referred pressure has been outstanding, playing as that small half forward, along with Jones. Just get in there. It's a bit tough.
Bit tough, isn't it? I would have thought on Davies and the Suns.
Easy, hot trigger there.
But let's have a look at this. The left arm does go up, but, that's a tough one. But you can't take away from the pressure. And the pressure's at 186 for the Giants, 170 Suns.
We should have picked this up in the pre-game. Adam Kingsley was probably, he looked like he had rabies before the game.
I know.
He was that fired up.
Well, he wasn't staring through you. At one stage, he was staring through me. And I think, rightio, they're on.
Yeah, they are making a statement, the GWS Giants. I reckon you mentioned, Brownie, on the couch a few weeks ago, their best might be the best of any team. The Giants. We're seeing a bit of it today.
Damn good for there. Got the half forwards, 4 of them line up right on the 50-metre line at every centre bounce there, so they can apply maximum pressure to the Suns midfielders and those centre bounces.
Green knocks it forward.
Yeah, look at this. Yeah, they're strangling Gold Coast Suns at the moment.
Holman back out there with that head strapped. Callahan, Whitfield almost caught, but was quick enough to get it back to Callahan. Now Ash into the pocket. Where are the Flyers? Riccardi got up, couldn't take it. And Gold Coast, this is where they've been scrambling. Again, it might be a turnover. Cadman, well done, Hewlands. Pinned both the arms. I didn't blow the whistle, so Hollins has to clean up, and now Miller wants to get it moving, trying to generate something, but not quite on the same page as his forwards.
They've got the extra back here now. They should be able to go by hand and move this.
Engelberg was streaming past it, demanded it. Gold Coast have all 18 players behind this ball, so Callahan has to kick, but straight to Joel Jeffrey. They want to go quick now, the Suns, but there's not a lot forward, so they just have to think their way through it. Sexton sees Farah. Bit of holding. Himmelberg just with a little bit of composure tried to pull the kick. Gone up from Hewlands.
They're on here.
Now they get a chance. Sexton the sub. Wide. Ainsworth just stuck out the side. Ash was caught ball watching. And he's been able to take the mark inside 50.
He wanted to go to Ben King, but Sam Taylor was right on his hammer. And then he went wide to Ainsworth, makes it a difficult kick. But they have kicked well for set shots as well, the Suns, as the Giants.
Have a look at this one. Lockie Ash comes in. Body was paid for a push.
He wasn't get paid those ones.
Yeah, what didn't help him, he didn't have his eyes on the ball at all. Not that that's a criteria, but it's a bit of a trigger for the umpires.
He flushed one in the second quarter, did Ben Ainsworth. Just like Ben King earlier, they need him here. He's got the shape, he's curled it back, and he's trying to lift his team.
Yeah, very good, great kick. Kick a long one there. The second quarter as well, from distance. Really important kick, just stay within touch. Get some down there now. 33 points. Desperately need some centre clearance, so they keep the ball moving there. It looks a bit clunky the way they are moving the ball at the moment. There's not a lot of connection between the mids and forwards. I feel like too much. The Suns running back towards goal. It's a nice little draw, like Lynchy's tee shot. Just a little draw, just straighten it up onto the fairway.
One was a bit like that one we spoke about in the second term, I think.
Yet to have back-to-back goals at Gold Coast in this quarter, so we know when they've scored, the Giants have hit straight back. So over to you, Gold Coast.
How can they try and turn one into 2 or 3? It's been the Giants that have been able to kick goals late in the quarters, the first and second. Another centre clearance. Thomas to Tom Green. Hewlin been very good today. Short to Sexton. Again, they'll look to build it up.
Great confidence in their defence here. They're just pulling back off the mark. They're just teasing that they want them to kick it, and they know their back line's well set up.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he wants to go. He gets himself in a little bit of trouble and has to go to a 1v1. It was Ashton Flanders coming through long. Might have been held without it. And the Giants now. Although Thomas Campbell over the head of O'Halloran. Finn Callahan lays the tackle, leading the way. 21 disposals on the ground for Finn Callahan. 8 of those have come in this term. Tom Green with 19. Noah Anderson has 19 for the Suns.
That's a throw.
Miller did throw that out. Umpire was blindsided. Anderson got it. Sexton just couldn't bring it back. The sub having a bit of impact this quarter.
He's a noted goal kicker and can be very dangerous. Come on with fresh legs in this last half.
4th game of the season for Alex Sexton. All 4 he started as sub. They'll look to try and keep the ball here in their forward half. Try and isolate Callum Brown against Jeffrey. He's stuck to his task. Now Iden off a standing start. Cadman and Collins. The whistle from the umpire, pushing the back. Cadman. Good heads-up play from Noah Anderson. At the smothering. Toby! Got the ride.
We've done the marks there too early at half time.
He's still got some hops.
What about the grab gone early, saddled up and just took a nice one on the chest. Have a look at this. Just gets rid of his opponent. Great grab. Skipper go back and slot this one just to make a statement before 3/4 time.
Still a great athlete, isn't he?
Oh yeah, great player. Huge impact on games.
So Toby Green again to respond. Every time the Gold Coast have tried to get rolling, the Giants have had all the answers.
This has been amazing. This has been a kicking masterclass by the GWS Giants in front of goal. Their set shot goal kicking has been magnificent. 10 goals won. And they've all, a lot of them have been from long kicks as well. Look at that. One of the marks of the year. It's definitely mark of the day so far. Then he goes back, as great captains do, and nails it.
Yeah, that's a good grab. Good grab, isn't it?
It's important to kick the goal after good marks, get more replays.
Yeah, spot on. That's why it's important. Go back, pull the socks up, slot it.
Here we go.
You get 45 seconds of replays. Great.
It's a bit of the Toby Green signature, isn't it? The early jump, the sit, and he's had a big impact again today. 2 goals, 15 disposals.
6-6-6. Giants still about to go.
A warning against the Giants. I feel the Gold Coast will need at least a couple late in this 3rd term.
Umpire needs a warning himself.
Quickly throws it straight up. Gives Witts a chance to try and lighten the path of Anderson. Canelio was right there. Rouse had a better quarter. Wants some more clearance. Thomas with the smother. They might catch the Suns out of position. Low ball, good for Cadman. Brzezowski was on, leading. Instead, he tried to go to the pocket to the hot hand of Rouston. Just try to create something. Toby Green happy to keep that ball inside forward 50.
Harvey Thomas.
Yeah, that smother. Just their overall pressure.
Yeah, and that's been the difference for the bulk of the game. The pressure. Harvey Thomas on the wings worked up and back, got the smother, got involved again, hit the pass.
There he is again. Disposal 19. His career high is 21. So he's on track to beat that today. Another ball inside the 50. Tom Green just shoves Sexton out of the way and then straightens up. Just couldn't get the line right. Doesn't feel like Gold Coast have really any answers, does it?
No, just not sure where that lift is going to come from.
Well done from Thomas. Waited for Whitfield to support. Now Callaghan.
Another example of getting extra numbers back and then flowing forward.
Yeah, spot on, Lynchy. It's a numerical advantage all over the ground, even in tackles.
And that was too easy.
50.
That was too easy from the Giants. Could have been 50, but Brzezowski.
Just lacking spark. The other thing is too, it's a lot of one-on-one contests behind the ball. So yes, they can get an extra number
man.
back.
What's Finn Callahan's limping from the ground now? This could be an issue. Hopefully it's only cramp, but it's going to be a concern if he's gone down with a calf. And he'll probably cramp the way he's running.
It was a hot day on the Gold Coast. Brzezowski, who kicked 3 behinds last week, has kicked 1 already today. And their beautiful set shot goal kicking continues. They are dominant here today on the Gold Coast.
Oh, this is unbelievable. You put this on a video for goal kicking, Lynchy. It has been an absolute masterclass. 11 goals won, and a lot of those kicks have been from distance.
Yep.
Just, they've been outstanding. Their pressure all around the field, the way they've delivered inside 50. Their efficiency going inside 50 is as good as you'll see. That's a real positive. About 29, what are we up? Sorry. 39 inside 50s for 15 goals, 9.
Scored per inside 50. Giants going at 61%. The Suns at 34. But if you put that in goal terms, 38% to 19.
There's the live ladder. The percentage for Gold Coast has taken a hit. They are now below Hawthorn. Anderson, he'll continue to try and get his team back in the contest. Flanders put the hand out, went without it. Whitfield squeezes the ball. Still enough time here for Gold Coast if they can just get the handle on it. They can't. Jones.
It's too quick at ground level.
Just far too quick.
Good news, Finn Callahan's just cramped, boys, so in the calf, the left calf.
And the three-quarter time siren will come. And an unbelievably dominant game by the GWS Giants. They have turned a 22-point halftime lead into a 45-point lead. They are making a statement. The Suns, they look flat, and it feels like they have no answers at home. They trail by 45 points.
All right, three-quarter time. The Giants doing the job. 15-9-99. Gold Coast Suns 8-6-54. Wow, 45-point margin here at three-quarter time. The Suns putting on 2 goals, 2 in that third term, but the Giants 6 goals, 1 set shots. Absolutely outstanding, Eddie G. That's what you got to do. You got to kick the goal when you get the chance. I tell you what, everything just seems to be rolling into place for the Giants. The Gold Coast Suns can't seem to take a trick out there this afternoon. This game, as you would say, it's in the fridge. Yibbity yibbita. All right. As I was saying, with that percentage for the Gold Coast Suns, Freo, they're up to 6. They're up to 6. They're back to 6th. Gold Coast Suns down to 8. That percentage dropping. Now they are below Hawthorn on that percentage. So the Gold Coast Suns, they really need to fight back in this final corner. Even if they lose this game, which is highly likely, they're going to lose this game, the Gold Coast Suns. They need to fight back and try and get their percentage, boost their percentage up. They need to probably win this final quarter by about 4 or 5 goals, if possible, to boost that percentage up and jump above Hawthorn, because that could be quite vital in the end of the season, who they play. That is 100% sure. Gold Coast Suns lose this game, Western Bulldogs win. Gold Coast will be out of the 8 after this round. Oh my gosh. G'day, Carly. How you going? GWS will win the premiership. Look, one year they will. I'm not sure what year. Not sure if it'll be this year. Look, it's going to be pretty tough for them. I think a couple of the teams above them are probably more likely. And of course, Giants on the big stage sometimes don't always bring their A game. Everything's sort of happening for the Giants. It's just falling into place for them at the moment. The Gold Coast Suns, nothing's going right for them. That's all right. They're 6-1. Their win-loss so far up there at home this season. It's just going to be 6-2 after today. But yeah, Giants are pretty good. As I said, wowee, look at that. All there. Everyone is playing for a spot for second down to 8th. Second down to 8th is still playing for second spot. So that is how close it is. And of course, 8th spot could drop out of the top 8. It is just like that. All right. Hey, let's just have a quick look at the goal scorers, because Harry Ralston, he's bagged 4 straight goals. Grueski's kicked 2 straight. Toby Green looking great. Took a great specky. He's got a couple as well. Riccardi's got 1. O'Halloran's got 1. Darcy Jones. Caniglio's got 1. And Cadman's got 1. For the Suns, Ben Ainsworth bobbed up with 2. The only multiple. Matt Rowell, Ethan Reid, Ben Long, Ben King. Farah, the single goal scorers, with Buderick, they're your single goal scorers. Just looking at the top magnets, Finn Callahan and Noah Anderson both lead the way on 22. So no individuals dominating. 22 there. Lockie Whitfield, Tom Green, 20, Lockie Ash, 20. Matt Rowell on 18. As I said, he's been pretty well held today. Hasn't had much impact on the game as yet. So there we go. Blues are crunching Port. Let's just take a recap of that game over there, Carly. And of course, it's Carlton, 13-5, 83. Lead Port Adelaide, 4-4, 28. 55-point leaders, Carlton, at halftime over there at Marvel Stadium. All right. And they'll take us into the action for the third quarter.
Kicked 4 goals in 3 quarters, and what a game he's had. So the Giants needed someone, and he certainly grabbed his opportunity. So he's kicked 1 goal before in his career, none this season. He's got 4 today, so no doubt he'll be eyeing off 6 if he wants to finish it off here at People First Stadium. But it's exactly what the Giants needed. Going forward, who was going to be the target? Well, he's presented really well. He's put the pressure on. He's played the forward half role exceptionally well. So well done, Harry Ralston. But the Giants in particular, they are on fire, and they've hurt the Suns boys, Brownie and Lynchy. When we look at the ladder, this could really, really damage the Suns' chances.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Dicko. If you look at the live ladder as it sits at the moment, you've got the Giants up there in 5th position, Gold Coast 8th, with the game up their sleeve. But noticeably, have a look at that percentage, and this last quarter is really important for both teams. The Giants to go on with it and certainly win, but get a good margin. And the Suns, they have to weather the storm here. They don't want that to dip anymore.
No, you got to stay in touch. It's going to be critical, like you said, that percentage, that last bit of percentage. So they've been disappointed, but the GWS Giants been very impressive. They've been too quick. Ball hits the ground at ground level. Been able to score from clearance, and then their set shot goal kicking. 11 goals won from set shots has been a real masterclass. That man, Harry Ralston, was spoken about, has kicked 4 goals. He's had a career day, but they've all contributed in the forward line, especially the defensive side of the game.
Harvey Thomas, Bedford, just really quick and speed. Finn Callahan is going to start the quarter. and he will be a must-watch for that cramp.
Huge third quarter thing, Callahan. He absolutely dominated. No wonder he cramped.
Well, we have seen it done before this season. Teams coming back from an unlikely victory. It's going to take some sort of effort from the Suns, but one thing you do know, they're not going to go down without a fight.
I just want to see some flow in their game, Joey. They need to just take the shackles off. Try and free themselves up.
If they can get one or two early, just see if they can get something. Anderson and Rao continuing to work really hard. So's Miller. Kick for King. It's been tough going. To his advantage, Ash makes it difficult for England. Weller will lead the race, but the ball just sat up, which allowed England to lay the tackle.
We even saw that situation there. Darcy Jones run and chase. It just put enough pressure on to make sure the forward 50 entry was a poor kick. So that's what you want, and that's that speed. It's not just getting the ball, it's putting pressure on the oppo in defence.
Callahan back out on the field after having some pickle juice and a massage in the cramp, and then it's going to be insufficient intent.
I'll be sending the runner out to him every 2 minutes to make sure that he's 100%. If he's not, you come and have a sit on the pine. 23
disposals, 8 clearances, 8 score involvements again for Callahan.
He's playing well, Sam Taylor. What a player he is. Wouldn't have done himself any harm, his All-Australian chances today against Ben King, who's been in red-hot form.
So you think who he's up against? Yeah, like Harris Andrews, he had a good game last night, intercepting and playing well.
Fonzie will go long and wide. There is Collins, double fister.
Yeah, the double fister is on brand, but at this stage of the game, you're probably going to have to try to mark those and get the ball forward.
Of course, the Giants will finish their season next Sunday against St Kilda at NG Stadium. I'll be hoping to get a couple of players back, potentially Brent Daniels and Jack Buckley. We're close today.
We heard from the coach pre-game saying they were very close, so that's great news for the Giants squad.
Gold Coast went over the 6-day turnaround, play Friday night against Port Adelaide. And what will be Ken Hinkley's last game as coach. Rao was busy in that third term. Inside 50. Ash and Taylor almost collide, but they're still good enough. Oh, went without it. Fonzie opens the door for Ainsworth. And he hits the post.
Yeah, the ones that just got to somehow float through.
Five more inside 50s to the Gold Coast, 44-39. They trail by 44. It's a similar story in round 15. They had 24 more inside 50s that day as well, when the Giants overran them. Brown, long, searching kick. Toby Green, Anglin. Cuts it fine, but stays in play. Riccardi. Give it back to Toby Green. There's Collins, marks that occasion. Immediately wants to get it going. It's an open corridor, and they've got an opportunity. Although the ball goes over the head of King, and Aliir Callahan continuing to knock up big numbers. And they're still full of run here, the Giants. Thomas.
We spoke pre-game how the Giants' first quarter is their worst. The last quarter is their best. They do finish off games really well.
They lost 5 last quarters for the whole season, the Giants. And this might sit for Cadman. Collins wasn't going to give it up that easy. And they want to be aggressive, which is going to come with some risk. Anderson didn't sense Riccardi coming. Was good enough to get the handball away. And now Weller. Might have been held. Well done from England. Fonzie, Callahan, and wide to Ash.
And again, they've got the extra numbers, just working much harder, the Giants.
Plenty of time now to drive it and get a deep entry. It's been a good battle between Powell and Green.
Yeah, they're red hot at the moment. The Giants, all their games come together nice. I love how the defenders are well organised behind the ball. They've been coming up, putting enormous pressure on the Suns forward. Very rarely we've seen the Suns try and bring it out of their back half and have a free forward to kick to.
They're 11 and zip when leading at three-quarter time this year, GWS Giants. It's going to take some sort of effort for Gold Coast to run them down from here.
Tackle count, 57-32. Pretty impressive by the Giants. They're that far ahead on the scoreboard and to win their tackle count so comprehensively.
Jones trying to charge out the front. Weller, kick for territory. Coleman, Miller, King up the ground. Don't see that too often. Goes on the left. You don't see that either. Straight to Lockie Whitfield.
And see, they've got the spare back there, and Callahan's work back. So they've got +2 back, so they'll run this up with short ball use, whether it be by hand or foot. Doing it beautifully. So great match awareness here.
They don't have to force the play now, do they?
But in saying that, I reckon this percentage watch is something we'll keep an eye on in the last quarter, as it will be a factor for both teams.
Thomas, an equal PB, disposal number 21. Into the pocket. Yeah, particularly for Gold Coast, Lynchy, with that percentage, not necessarily maybe for missing the 8, but that top 4 aspirations now.
Yep.
The percentage below Collingwood. There's a massive difference between finishing 3rd, 4th and finishing 5th. Fiorini. Giants are set well behind the ball. Himmelberg wasn't able to take the mark. Flanders thought King was going to go for it. King tried to lay a path for Flanders and sums up a bit of the Giants after
there is
that.
a level of pressure, sorry Joe, there is a level of pressure for the Gold Coast Suns players.
Oh yeah.
They haven't been to finals before, so people are starting to talk around in this community, Lynchy. The Suns are going to play finals for the first time.
You don't want to stumble.
Get there.
You don't want to stumble into finals either. If you do get there.
Briggs just tries to poke it out, but Tom Green again just uses that strength.
We've touched on percentage will be an important factor of this last quarter. Now, Finn Callahan's gone off the ground again for part of his rotation. He's just getting a massage from the physio on the bench. Do they look at putting Jacob Ware into the game at some stage very soon, and Callahan might be the one to go out?
I'm sure it's a conversation the coaches will be having, wouldn't it? Who do you sub out?
Well,
who do you go?
Callahan and the stat sheet and how much he does for the team week in, week out. And I'll be thinking, mate, are you right? You sure you're right? And I'll be asking the physio, and you might pull the trigger.
The field umpire still overruled the boundary umpire. So if you're not 100% sure, we're going to throw it in. Another chance here for GWS Giants. Houston taken down by Rao, who just lays his second. It's his second tackle for Matt Rao today.
Yeah, well, it's a challenge for the Suns leaders, isn't it? Just to fight their way towards the end, or get to the end of the game here. Just the body language here. Stay involved in the game.
Here's O'Halloran. Had enough daylight to be able to have a ping at the goals.
So Rao, Anderson, obviously Miller's been there for a while. Ben King behind the ball.
The experience of Noble off half back.
Noble,
Is that
Will Power's
the
been
ball,
there
but
a
get
while.
that run?
Yeah.
So Noble's just the 13. He's at bursts, but needing to run and carry.
Fiorini's kick long. This is back Andrew.
Gone forward.
He's gone forward, try and spark something. Seen him do that in the past. Giants with some control. Green got it to Briggs. Callum Brown. Been able to trouble the scorers today after 5 last week. Andrew. Bedford, clever little tap. Anderson, careful to take down O'Halloran.
Watching down on the bench, Adam Kingsley having a good conversation with Finn Callahan.
It's a slap forward. Oh, Powell coughs it up, and Toby Green lost the handle. He was thinking about another goal.
It must have been a compelling case that Finn presented. A coach has allowed him to go back onto the ground.
He's very generous. He is. I would have thought he would have put a line straight through him. Mate, you'll sit beside me.
Sit down.
Here's Ash. It's a good purchase on that kick. Mac Andrew went early. Howe tries to squeeze a little kick. Got through to Anderson, who hasn't stopped trying. The handball from Miller. Taken high, and they'll keep running. Weller had to go. He's got some support. He wants to give the handball. He goes alone through the corridor, straight up the middle, and finds King.
And Sam Taylor, filthy. Absolutely filthy. This is how competitive he is. The Himmelberg handover, and he's ropeable. Pass from Lockie Weller.
King lining up for number 2. And a tough day for the key forward. But one thing he has been doing is kicking straight. That's his second.
Yeah, he's got his eye, doesn't he? 21-1 the last 7 weeks.
6 or 7 weeks. And we've spoken about pre-season earlier in the season. At stages he's laying back on the ball and just slicing across it with no penetration, but he's hit it much better here. Noah Anderson, as we know, week in, week out, he's always working hard. Miller involved. But Lockie Weller, after he gets knocked over here, has that composure just to see the straight-up lead from Ben King. The handover from Himmelberg. To see Sam Taylor here pointing to Himmelberg to go with Ben King, and that's why he's filthy, but he's probably actually filthy at himself with handing responsibility to someone else. It doesn't always, but it does blow up in your face and you're ropeable, especially as a defender.
He's second in the Coleman medal. He's kicked 2 goals or more in 16 of 21 games this year. He might be on the end of this one again. The Rao clearance. Reed got the hand up. Ainsworth over the top. Can they get quick back-to-back goals? Flanders has missed everything.
Post, the point post.
They're going to switch the ball. Thomas is playing very good, playing up on the wing. Callahan, highest rated player on the ground, disposal number 27.
Switch it up here. They'll come back near side, you think. They've got extra numbers, get this big switch and hopefully get into the corridor. No, it's well blocked up from the Suns. And see that, and this is when Adam Kingsley talks about their brand. This is what they try to do. Try to switch up, change lanes, and then get it moving on the other side.
Ash tries to get it out there. Himmelberg and Taylor both trying to come away with it. Might have been high, no.
He just leaned into that.
There's been some good decisions over the last couple of weeks with players that have ducked into it, not being paid for high contact, which is a good call from the umpires.
Here's Rao. Flanders to Noble. They're looking for Reed, who finds a bit of space. Feel like he's backed himself in just yet. And now he will.
So similar inside 50s for both teams. And in forward 50 marks, 9 apiece as well.
Reed has kicked at least 1 goal, 7 of his last 8 games. Kicked one earlier Starts that out to the left. It came back late. Just enough. He's got his second. Good finish.
And conversely, Brownie, the Giants don't want to be dropping away here and putting the cue in the rack. They want to be finishing this off strong for momentum, and certainly that percentage we've spoken about. But better build up and see, again, get Noble involved, use the ball well, and plenty of space on that far side. Well identified from Noble. Just put it out, elevated pass out in front, easy for Ethan Reid to run onto. Perfect setup in your forward 50.
A great finish again, from both teams.
Yeah.
Often we bemoan the goal kicking accuracy. 19 goals too between the two clubs today from set shots and from long distance as well. Just snuck it in.
That's a bit of work late. get
Wind dipper. Reverse swing on that one. McCarty's rucked well.
Down to Green and Callaghan.
Against Alex Davies, sorry. So England's got one high.
Good beat in the midfield today, I reckon, the Suns.
Doesn't happen often.
Angwin should get into the top of the square. Birini, Butterick. Looking for King.
Taylor's been in King's back pocket all day. Apart from that mark about 5 minutes ago.
Sam Taylor, yeah, 4 intercept marks, 8 intercept possessions. Track for the feeling All-Australian Blazer.
And he's really physical too. It's hard as a key forward, but you've got a defender that just keeps crashing into you all the time.
Beautiful ruck work from Witts down to Miller. And then with a hold on Farrell's. Was that involved for the Suns?
And that's what happens under pressure. Defenders, if you're off balance, you can reach and grab an arm or a jumper, and that occasion looked like he'll grab at the right arm. Jai Farrow would have Susie grab here. That's obvious free kick. He'll have the journey. Beautiful kick for goal. Nice, long, accurate kick, typically. That should fix him.
Kicked the goal early in the game. Sprayed one badly. A bit later on, looking for his second. That's another. Had contact.
It's gone 30.
Slice the ears off it again, Lexi.
I just stay out of the call on the kicks.
Just on the Giants, they have made their sub now. So Harry Himmelberg, it's a tactical sub, is out, and Jacob Ware will come in.
Must be very confident with the Callaghan issues of cramp.
Whitfield straight down the middle to Toby Green, who decides to go for the barrel.
Worked.
He didn't flush it, but in front, Krzyzewski, and then finds Cadman. That's the quickest way home.
Keeps presenting this lad, Aaron Cadman. He lowered his colours to Sam Collins, but he just keeps working, keeps presenting. That's what you have to do as a key forward.
Not out of the textbook from Toby. Just to go back and off 2 steps the barrel. Just tumble, punt to centre half forward.
So the Giants will bring up 100 points. This will be for the 8th time in the last 9 weeks. Their offense is humming, and they are all starting to cash in. Cadman straight over the goal umpire's head.
Yeah, great finish there. Yeah, the top, the possession he played in front, which is good there by him after Toby Green's talk. And then this man, Aaron Cadman, just keeps presenting. He's just developing nicely. No Hogan, no Jake Stringer today. He's been well supported, especially at ground level. Nice for him to be able to hit the scoreboard, contribute to the second goal.
It has been a good contest, that one.
does.
I mean, with young players, you see the gap between their best and worst is normally extreme. That's narrowed over the last 8 weeks, I think. Aaron Cadman developing very nicely, and again, getting the chance, flushing one from downtown.
The Giants continue to pile on big scores for the Suns. It's only the third time this year they've conceded 100 points. The Giants might have some scoring left in them.
One thing we can be certain on, in the pre-match, they had Matt Rowe's name on the board in the Giants coach's room and circled. He was to be given no space.
Rowe, 23 disposals, 7 clearances, just the 9 kicks. Only 4 inside 50s and 6 score involvements. It's solid without being at his outstanding levels.
Yeah, not as prolific, Joey. Yeah, he's been dominant in a lot of games. I think they've loved their colours, the Gold Coast midfield today, so Giants scored more from stoppage than what the Suns have. I know Witts has dominated hit-outs. I think Briggs has competed against him. I think McCarty's been good when he's gone into the ruck as the backup ruckman.
Callahan.
He's been on fire. Jeez, what a player he is.
Where do you put him in the All-Australian side? He's got to be a massive chance to be in. But there's some depth through the All-Australian midfield discussion.
Well, he's dynamic. He can play a number of positions as well.
Pick him on a wing. He's been the best player on the ground again today. Here's Green, lurking, wants to arch the back, and then lays it off for Brown. Gold Coast had the numbers.
He's got everything as a midfielder. He's a big man too.
Oh, he's big.
He's as big as you, Lynch.
He
can run a bit
6'4".
quicker than you, especially nowadays. you weren't quick enough in your younger days, but moves well, clean ball handler, and he's a left footer.
Well, the ball's still alive. Andrew had the arm pinned. Ball it up.
Calling it up here. Who's up? Jared. Toby. Will, Toby's up. Calling it up here.
Green rides the tackle.
Thanks, Toby.
And I'll just be happy to play this one out. I think Adam Kingsley will be happy to get through the game without an injury. Still missing some of his superstars. It's been a huge win away from home. 5 of their best out. If they can get the troops back, Jonathan Brown, how far can the Giants go?
Oh, they can go all the way. Yeah, I think they probably should have won it last year, let's be honest. Just coughed up those couple of finals against Brisbane and Sydney. But their best, I think their best is the best in the comp. They just haven't been able to produce it for long enough in games consistently.
Inside 50, still Green working hard. Tom puts up the handball though. And now Iden, I suppose his own teammate in the end in Fonzie. But just the effort there, it's been the story all day. They've been dominating the ground balls, the tackles. They've worked harder, they've wanted it more. The kick just out of reach of Cadman. Powell's tried hard. Anderson leading the disposal winner on the ground. Miller. Anderson keeps running, so does Flanders. And then just took too long. And there's the intense and pressure. This time it's the youngster Fonzie. Brilliant play.
Well, there's also a takeaway here for Gold Coast. This is what finals pressure will be like, even more so. So what the Giants have dished up, take away, what are they going to learn from it?
Suns forwards have been afforded no space, have they, today? Every time it's gone to them, Giants defenders been on their tail.
They just have not been able to go with the Giants. Green, a bit clever, he could have taken possession. They're still swarming. Look at the Giants smalls. Rouston, who's kicked 4.
Trouble.
Another one. Unrelenting pressure. Briggs with the clean pickup. Missed the mark with the handball. And Tom Green just goes back and wins it. He's got options inside 50, Jones. He got the Bedford, seeing shorter paid. And unfortunately, they deserved probably a shot on goal there, the Giants, for the effort they put in. And a bit of Gold Coast now. Through the middle on the counter-attack. Anderson goes and finds Ben Long. Sam Taylor will be spewing to give up one late.
It's stiff that, yeah, you like to get the measuring tape out. They kick inside 50. Normally they pay them the inside 50 kicks, even if they only goes about 8 metres. That time the late play on call.
Yeah, defensive half short kicks are very different.
Long is able to squeeze one home late. And consolation, percentage, every little bit helps.
He's had a frustrating day, Benny Long. Gave away a few free kicks early. Probably a bit unlucky. Had a lot of service. He's tried hard. Yeah, they just haven't had enough clean ball flow. The Suns certainly not like this. They know the pressure's off the game late for the Giants. No, Anderson discharged the head of the ball. Again, good goal kicking from both clubs.
So that percentage on the ladder has been a 1% variation from what we talked about at three-quarter time either way. So a step in the right direction for the Gold Coast Suns, up to 122%, and the Giants just dropping a little bit down to 115.
They've been able to eat into the margin by 14 points in this last quarter. Tom Green, he's been excellent all afternoon.
Oh, it's been a smacking ground. When the balls hit the ground, plus 27, the Giants. It looked really quick, and that pressure. Look at the tackle count.
Holding Gold Coast. Advantage. End zone, end zone.
Rowell go inside that. Farrer again. He's had the better of a lead. He just needs to be able to finish his work.
It's been a shining light for the Suns since coming against Collingwood a few weeks ago.
Yeah, hit the scoreboard, and his defensive work's been really good. But as we see an example there, he can lead and jump at the ball. Like, he jumps, probably a little early, which makes it really hard from a defensive point of view to spoil the ball.
Toby.
And the last 2 times I've said he's a good kick. He's, let's say, not flushed it.
This will be his 4th shot at goal. He's got one, and he's going to push that one as well. Rough afternoon in front of the big sticks for Jai Farrer. Gold Coast, 2 biggest.
Should have bagged it, young fella.
We'll just take straight off over the back, kick it over the fence, get it later in the creek.
He's been busier in the second half. Matt Rowell, he's still worked hard.
He does not stop working hard, does he, Matty Rowell?
He never gives up.
No.
You can just see all the way to the end. He'll fight, even if he hasn't touched it.
The 2 fools.
Tom Green back to Angwin.
He has lowered his colours out today. Tom Green's got the better of that matchup.
Yeah. I can imagine the likes of Matty Rowell, Tom Green, midfielders or centremen in your country Victorian team that you coach. You still coaching them?
Absolutely. I didn't this year.
They're doing the flick.
Yeah. It was costing too much.
Free kick for Miller. Are you confident enough, Lynchy, that Gold Coast can bounce back next week against Port Adelaide at Adelaide Oval, Ken Hickley's last game?
Well, big occasion.
It's going to be a big game, isn't it? Not going to be easy, you wouldn't have thought. Anderson will decide to have a ping from the boundary. Oh.
But Joey, to answer your question, yeah, I do, because we saw it was only 3 weeks ago where they had probably their best ever game against the Brisbane Lions when they just belted arguably the best team in the competition. So I think they can bounce back. The midfield have lowered their colours today. going to be a different question against Port Adelaide.
The final 30 seconds. One last chance for the Giants to go coast to coast. It was a highlight of the first half, their ability to move the footy. And it looks like, again, they're going to have a shot after the siren to put the exclamation mark on what has been a wonderful win away from home.
The Tsunami, this could be the 9th goal from defensive 50. That'll have to be a record almost for the season from any club. It's amazing. So the Tsunami's back in town.
After the earthquake earlier in the day.
Yeah, that's right.
She's up and going.
So Krzyzewski will line up for number 3. It's been some of the kids that have stood up for the Giants. He stares at home. The Giants, well, they continue their extraordinary dominance against the Gold Coast Suns, and they have made a statement away from home. And as of right now, they are 5th on the AFL ladder.
There's a big sound from the west of the town. It's the sound of the mighty Giants. Feel the ground is shaking. The other teams are breaking in their boots before the Giants.
Great win for the Giants. You know, they had a convincing win last week against North Melbourne in Canberra. I didn't think they were in that good a touch. They showed sort of periods of dominance, especially in the second quarter. But today, when it's been put on them in the last couple of months about their poor first quarters, they stood up to the challenge. We know the Gold Coast Suns, their scoring differential in the first quarter is they're number 1 in the league since round 6. And they made a statement. The Giants, and having firmly in their mind that first 7 minutes from round 15 when the Suns put 4 on them real quick.
Well, let's get down to Ben Dixon, who has probably the best man on the ground with him.
Oh, no doubt, best man on the ground. You're killing my tips here, Giants. Don't know when to tip you or not, and consistency-wise, 4 quarters, you'll be really pleased with that effort.
Yeah, super pleased with that. I mean, it was a really big game coming up here against the Suns, especially on their home deck. They've been ripping form, so we built it up like a final this one, knowing that we had to win, and really pleased with the efforts today. I thought over the 4 quarters, as you said, Nico, it's unreal.
Last time you met in round 15, they jumped you at the start. Today, you jumped those guys, and first quarters haven't beaten your strength. What did you put it down to start that one so good?
The thing is, gave us a good rev up before the game, making sure that we're on from the first bounce. And yeah, we have been a little bit slow to start last 2 weeks, so we really wanted to change that today. I think we did that, but we were able to carry it through for the whole game, which is the most pleasing aspect.
And the midfield battle, on paper, we were looking forward to it, and you guys just took it straight up to the Suns in Matty Rowell and Noah Anderson through there because they've had a dominant year.
Yeah, they're all super players, Miller as well, and Big Witsy's gun in the ruck. So, we built it up to be a big game, and we're really excited to test ourselves against the best midfield of the competition, probably with the Bulldogs. So, I think we did well there, which is great.
No Stringer, no Hogan, no worries with Harry Ralston. I didn't think he had it in him. He hadn't really kicked a goal, and he bobs up with a few.
Yeah, no, he kicked a few goals before for us, and he can take a great mark overhead. So he was pretty special. So I think it's 4 in the first half. So hopefully he can do that in the coming weeks. That'll be handy.
Well, you mentioned King. He's pretty animated, and he fired up before the game. He nearly clocked Alistair Lynch in our interview. 3/4 time. What did he say to finish this one off? Because you knew they'd come to you in the last quarter.
Yeah, no, we just wanted to finish off the game strongly. To win finals takes a full 4-quarter effort, so that was his message, and just try to play the game out strongly. They're a fit side as well, so make sure we get our run in the league so the big games coming later in the year.
Take us inside that last quarter. You're sitting on the interchange, you're cramping. Did King go, mate, just have a spell, or did you call it, no, I'm right to go? Who made the call?
Yeah, well, he said, come off, have a spell. I was like, no, I want to finish the game strongly, but unfortunately, I got to listen to the boss, mate, so he brought me off, but, just getting ready for next week.
Yeah, good on you, Finn. Great win, mate.
Thank you, mate. Cheers.
Finn Callaghan, 29 disposals, nearly 600 metres gained, 8 score involvements. He did everything, and there is a look now at the live ladder. The Giants with St Kilda at home next week, potentially could have a little tilt at a top 4 spot. And Gold Coast, Alistair Lynch, it hurts their chances of top 4, and now they just have to win at least one of their last 2 against Port Adelaide and Essendon to make sure that they play finals. But let's get back down to Ben Dixon, who does have the unlikely hero with him.
Yeah, Harry, are you dirty on Adam Kingsley? He hasn't played you forward like that, or you'd probably be the Coleman medalist.
I've been trying to tell him for 3 years now. Nah, it's been good. Obviously, a bit of an opportunity with people out this week, so just take my opportunity when it comes. Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, it was great because it was your opportunity today and the supply was coming in, but it's always a little worry when your big key forwards are out, but it gelled so well for you guys in the front half.
Yeah, I think the beauty of our system is everyone just plays their role. When everyone plays their role, doesn't matter who it is, whether it's me, Jake Stringer or Jesse Hogan, get in the right spots, we move the ball the right way. Doesn't matter who kicks the goals as long as they go through the big sticks.
What about Sam Taylor? He's just a brick wall down there. When you play intra-club, did the forwards go, I don't want to have a bar of him?
Yeah, they start running away from him. Man, he almost killed me in pre-season. It was scary. No, he's an absolute brick wall. He's a champion of the game. I'd hate to playing on him every week.
What about the challenge for you guys? You're coming into September action. Every game's critical. You come to the Suns here at home and you start so well. From your point of view, what was it?
I just think it was all Kingers' messaging during the pre-game. Last time we played them, they kicked 5 goals on us, I think, in the first quarter. So it was just a massive emphasis to come out here, put one on their chin, as he said it. Just get the first couple on the board and get away.
What about the goal kicking today? Deadly on set shots. What did you do during the week? Something's gone on.
No, it's shout out to Callum Ward. After every training, we kick goals. Obviously, he's not there anymore, but yeah, he's taught me everything he knows, and that bloke doesn't miss. So hopefully, I can continue on his path.
Cementhead. He's gonna put the invoice in for goal kicking this week.
I'm not paying him though. No way.
Well done today, Harry. Great win, mate.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Harry Rouston there with 4 goals, Lynchy, and well, you know about the usual suspects for the Giants, but when some youngsters stand up like Brzezinski and Angwin, Harvey Thomas, and this man, that would make Adam Kingsley really happy.
He'd be wrapped, and it was Cal Brown last week with 5 goals as well from his 8 disposals, so you're getting a spread of contributors, and certainly the midfield have been powerful as well when they hit the scoreboard. But yeah, Harry's done a great job there, and he's flushed a couple too. This is a beautiful shot for goal from 49 metres. Hit that one, just faded back nicely, and this is why they are so dangerous. They're not reliant on just one player. They've got a multitude of forward weapons there, and he looks like he's buzzing. He's wrapped with his performance, and so he should be, and I'm sure his coaching staff will be wrapped for him as well.
And 9 individual goal scorers, and there is the final home and away game of the season for GWS Giants next Sunday at home against St Kilda, and we'll find out. Still plenty to play out where they will end up in the top 8, but they did a number on the Gold Coast Suns today. They end up winning by 35 points. They made a statement. We'll be back right after this to wrap it all up from People First Stadium.
All right, folks, that's it. Game, set, match. The Giants winning by 35, 79, 111, 11, 10, 76. The Gold Coast Suns, we'll have a look at the ladder in a minute. I think that puts them on even percentage with Hawthorn now. Still a game in hand. Harry Rowson ended up with 4. Grueski finished up with 3. Toby Green, Aaron Cadman, Toby Bedford with 2. Riccardi, O'Halloran, Jones. Cognillo ended up with 1. And for the Suns, Ethan Reid, Ben Long, Ben King, Ben Ainsworth. Geez, a lot of Bens there. All ended up with 2. Matty Rao, Farah, and Budarak ended up with 1. Disposal getters out on the ground, 32. Noah Anderson, the only one to hit. 30 today. Of course, that was for the Gold Coast Suns. Tom Green, 29. Finn Callahan, Tuke Miller, 28. There we go. Lockie Whitfield, 27. Matty Rowell ended up with 25. Toby Green had a pretty good game. Like the way he played, as I said before. 19 touches, 2 straight goals. I'll just roll down the stats of your players, just in case you want to pause and have a little bit of a look. That is fine. Game, set, match. I tell you what, I think we got a little bit wrong in the poll. Have a look at Jared Witts today in the ruck for the Gold Coast Suns. 11 disposals, 5 and 6, 50 hit-outs, 6 clearances. His opposing ruckman, Kieran Briggs. For the Giants, 12 touches, 22 hit-outs. Tell you what, they work hard, the big men. They work hard. Just the team stats to wrap this up. There we go. It's plus 44 to the Giants overall. Inside 50s, 51 Gold Coast, 56 the Giants. Disposal efficiency ended up reasonably even together. Free kicks, surprisingly, 27-19. Ended up plus 8 to the Gold Coast Suns. Maybe the umpires were trying to get them back into the match. The umpires, my gosh. The hit-outs, Gold Coast Suns, Jared Witts dominating. Clearances, the Suns by 4. That was the cause in the stoppage clearances. Centre clearances, all even there. Contested possessions, pretty even there. 128, 137. Just +9 there to the Giants, so pretty tight, as I said. Giants just used the ball a lot better, a lot cleaner, and they were just fantastic. Set shots were really good. Combined total for both teams today. Marks, 11 marks inside 50. Just look at the tackle count. Still pretty low there from the Suns, 47, well under their season average of 63, where the Giants lifted. They brought the pressure. Will the Giants be contenders for this year? We'll certainly have to find out. I tell you what, they played well today with a couple of their main forwards out, of course, Stringer and their other forward out there. There we go. 16 tackles inside 50. That is fantastic for the Giants. That's what you got to do. So what you got to do, bring the heat. All right, looking at the ladder now. That is the live ladder. Of course, the Gold Coast Suns, they remain down there in 7th spot. If you look at that percentage, how tight this is, 56 points each, Gold Coast and Hawthorn, both on 121.2%. Everything is absolutely even Stevens. And of course, Gold Coast got 2 more games to play. Hawthorn got 2 more games to play. Yes, this week and next week, I think. That's it. So they've both got 2 more games to play. So that's going to be really, really interesting. Just to wrap this, the other game up, at that point, 3/4 time over there at Marvel Stadium, Carlton 15-9. 99, they're going to go on for a big victory over Port Adelaide, 5-8-38, 3/4 time. But that is the game today from People's First Stadium. The Gold Coast Suns were just too good on the day. Everything seemed to go their way. For the Giants, and of course the Gold Coast Suns, a little bit flat-footed they were left in today's game. But this is probably just one of those games. Teams do have one of their off games for the Suns. I'm sure they'll bounce back next week and get the job done. I tell you what, good form is the best form leading into the finals, and we are not too far away. All right, just before we wrap this up, we'll just head down, and you can listen to the Giants theme song as the boys sing it in the rooms.
On the live ladder, with St Kilda to come to finish the home and away season. Adam Kingsley looking to play finals for the 3rd consecutive season under his leadership.
All right, folks, there we go. Game, set, match for this one. Thanks all for coming in. Of course, the poll today, 52% went for the Gold Coast Suns. It was pretty tight, but we got that one wrong. Hopefully we'll get the next one right. Coming up at 7:30 Melbourne time, of course, Adelaide at home taking on Collingwood. Should be a fantastic game. First v fourth. There we go. Collingwood win, they'll jump back up into second, guarantee them a spot in the finals. So it should be a fantastic game there this evening, coming up at 7:30. All right, folks, that's all I got for this one. Thanks, everyone, for dropping on in. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. But until the next game, ciao for now. We'll see you at the next game.